Oh yeah, Q&A.
Hell yeah. 10,000 Q&A, 10K, no gay.
Whoa, we fly, no lie, you know it.
Ballin'!
Ballin'!
Or
So, we're going with a different logic this time around. Last time we just answered like every question and it took us 3.5 hours.
and there was a lot of, we already answered this.
Yeah, so this time I've hand-selected the questions to try to avoid repetition and just like pointless bullshit questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's begin. The first question we have here is from some guy named Flare Guy.
I've never heard of him.
I haven't either. What's your dungeon theme and or boss theme? Are there any series or pieces of media that you really like but can't find enough stuff to talk about for a full video? And what is your favorite mashup by Flare Guy?
Alright. I'm gonna start off the dungeon theme with... I really like Price from Persona 5.
That one is pretty good.
It is... It would really fit Sei's Palace as well, if they didn't go with Whims of Fate. I really like it.
Like, the only palace theme I don't like is Okumura's, because it's just not pleasant to listen to, I find.
Yeah.
Like, it's got so much of that... It's like, okay, wow.
Calm down there.
But, yeah, but as for the question, shit, I don't know. I think at some point, some people in my Discord figured out what a theme for my palace would have been like, but I can't recall, what it was. Probably just white noise of me complaining.
That would be an interesting, palace theme.
Yeah.
It's just a rant that's on loop.
Are there any series or pieces of media that you really like but can't find enough stuff to talk about for a full video? There's a couple of things like that. I think we're pretty much resignating that to, podcast status.
Yeah.
But even then, it's I don't know.
How much can we really talk about with Azuma Gadayo?
Yeah, this is one of those channels where if I really want to make a video about something, I'm just gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, there's really just not that much that I'm super, super passionate about to the point where I want to make something about it. And what is your favorite mashup by Flare Guy? I don't know who you are, Flare Guy, but please stop shilling whatever it is you make on our channel. My favorite mashup by Flare Guy is definitely Rising in the Desert. And the fuck thing about that mashup is that he didn't want to upload it.
Yeah, I was really nervous because I submitted it to Siva Gunner because I thought this is what's going to get it views. And then Fither was like, I'm just gonna upload it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. And then Atlas, they figured out it was too good, so they took it down.
And then I put it back up on my channel, but I hid it real good.
Yeah, it's secret. Yeah, it's very well hidden.
Yeah. As for me, favorite mashup I made, self-indulging, would be probably Scarface Scouter, which is on my channel. You can listen to it. Good. Shit.
Okay, so, Big Fag wants to know, when will we be seeing more Rants content? We have some Rants-related plans in store.
Yeah. The series is ending in February, and I wanted to do, a big ol' thing for it. Part of that, another thing that I put out on Saturday of the 5th 10,000 week was a trailer for my Sengoku Rants mod. And as of us recording this, it is getting a bit over half as many views as the 5th Pokemon Morgana unboxing.
Hell yeah. Some good metrics.
Yeah, that's less than optimal for me.
But yeah, probably in February we're gonna do a Rants 5th cast.
Yeah.
Or maybe in March, we'll see. But yeah, we definitely want to do some more Rants related something.
Good series.
Generic user with a K. Do you prefer the Shin Megami Tensei series or the Persona series, and what are the positives and negatives of each?
Generally, while I like the Shin Megami Tensei series more for gameplay, I find myself more up for replaying a Persona game than any Shin Megami Tensei game.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. It's weird. The only Persona games that I have, a real attachment of are, 3 and 5, not counting, different spin-off stuff. I like 4 a good bit, but it's one of those things where it's like, Persona 3 is my favorite game, but I've gotten more, like, enjoyment per capita with Shin Megami Tensei, right? Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm pretty 50-50 on them. Mm-hmm. I guess just because Persona 3 is my favorite game, I gotta say Persona wins it, but it's a pretty close tie. And what are the positives and negatives of each?
Really, it all comes down to taste. I'd say the weakness of both series is the earlier entries just being a slog to go through.
Right.
Like, Atlas started making video games for human beings in the PS2 era.
Yeah, as for me, positives and negatives, I could talk about the positives all day, it's just easier to say the negatives. Negatives about Shin Megami Tensei, I don't really have that many negatives. There's very few Shin Megami Tensei games I've played and thought, wow, that sucked. But I guess the thing that I'm kind of worried about now is I don't want them to get stuck in this rut of, like, let's just remake, or, like, republish certain games. Like, I was okay with it with SMT4 Apocalypse, because that's, like, its whole new thing. But now it's, like, they're doing Deep Strange Journey, and it's, like, I just don't want them to remake these things unless it's, like, an actual remake. Like, remake SMT 1 and 2, and I'll buy that.
I'm half expecting, like... The nightmare for me now isn't, like... It was never Shin Megami Tensei is going to become Persona. The new nightmare is they're going to remake every Shin Megami Tensei game, but add a character as stupid as Alex.
Yeah. Alex is a fucking amazing train wreck. We won't spoil it, but we know what Alex is.
Because we looked at the wiki?
Yeah, we looked at the wiki.
Worth talking about? And there is definitely something.
But we'll do it when the game comes out. Negatives for Persona. I feel like Persona has to kind of give the whole collective unconscious, like, big bad guy at the end sort of a deal a rest. Because I've gotten kind of tired of that. Like, they did the same shit, basically, in 3 and 4 and 5. Like, they're all kind of different, but they're all pretty similar sorts of entities.
Like, Persona 5 definitely could have ended at Shido.
Yeah, like, and plus all the, like, Persona spin-off, like, fat, I think they can cut some of that, but it doesn't really, like, bother me when I'm trying to sleep at night or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Tanner Trago. This one fascinated me, because I'm not sure if he's trying to have some kind of philosophical question, or if this is just he's getting bullied. Tanner Trago. My cousin asked, what's the point of all them weeb games?
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the point? I don't know. To have fun, to enjoy it. Like, if you like something, don't be ashamed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But also, don't be irritating about it. Like, don't be one of those types of people that's like, Chie, my waifu!
Yeah,
you know, like, that's us, but, you know.
You can't just you can't praise something too much, otherwise it becomes obnoxious. And that's true of anything.
Right, yeah. Like, with anything in life, I'd say just kind of conceal your power level. Like, don't go out of your way to let your cousins and your coworkers and shit know that you watch Fither or something. Dude. Unless they bring it up first.
Dude, could you imagine someone just having one of us as their husbando?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay, next question. I love the wording of this. Hello, Fither and his sidekick. This is from Haru Okumura. Simple question. How would you guys fix Goro, Kechi, and Haru's characters during the second half? I feel like the second half of P5 was rushed to shit, and Haru and evil Naoto got the short end of the stick because of it.
I think Goro got the short end of the stick because he was they actively made a lot of choices with him that are just stupid.
Yeah, there's like a very conflicted sort of mindset they had going with Goro of like, do we market the shit out of this character, or do we hide the fact that he's blatantly the devil?
Yeah.
And so that ended up kind of causing them a problem. This could be like its own whole video, this whole topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Persona 5 definitely has like weird pacing and kind of character problems the later you go into it. Like the first half of it is really fine, but I think once Haru shows up, then it starts getting a little like wonky.
Yeah. Because they need to shift focus when you get to Sei's palace. That just hurts everything. I think an extra palace between Okumura and Sei could have done a lot.
Yeah, that's like a good thing they could have for the Crimson, but I don't know if they'd necessarily do that. Mm-hmm. Stephen Links. If Persona 1 and 2 were to get a remake, what would you like to see that is updated to the newer games? Besides the obvious updating of battle mechanics, would social links or day-to-day elements or adding a new character work? Fucking hell no to that last one.
They already added a new character and storyline to the portable versions of Persona 2.
Huh, I didn't know about that.
Persona 2, Innocent Sin Portable adds a theater mode with its own new character, but she's very minor.
Oh, her. Yeah, that's just an NPC, like, who cares?
But, Eternal Punishment Portable, the one that we didn't get, gets this whole new story involving Izanami and, like, aliens? Aliens without emotions, but they still have a persona. And it...
Yeah, like, I'm not crazy about the idea of a Persona 1 and 2 remake. I think it would help some of the problems the games have, but I don't know if it's necessarily necessary, I guess. No new character. I don't trust Atlas with new characters, even though I'm, like, passively kinda interested in what Ring could be about. But I will admit, historically in the past, they've never been good at doing that. Battle mechanics, that can be changed, yeah. Social links, I don't think that's a good idea, just because it doesn't kind of fit with the pacing, especially not of Persona 1. With Persona 2, you could maybe do that.
I don't know about social links, but I feel like if they were to make rumors, like, manifest and show up over various days, that would be interesting.
Yeah, add like a day system, that'd be kind of neat, I guess.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of restructuring that had to be done for a day-to-day system.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they would have to just fucking flip it on its head if they want to do that.
Yeah. There's no reason to remake Persona 1 and 2, because we have moved past the Philemon saga, if it were.
Yeah.
If Persona 4 Ultimax taught us anything, it's that the old guard is dead, and that...
Yeah, Persona 4 Arena truly was the Star Wars The Last Jedi of Persona.
Did you see that?
I did not. I don't want to. Because I feel like I will have wasted my fucking AMC Theater gift cards.
You gonna see that shitty Han Solo movie that's supposedly coming out in 4 months? But we've heard nothing about it.
Yeah, we have no trailers or evidence of it existing. It's like some sort of fucking lost media. Okay, this next question is so stupid, I had to include it. How would you respond to a Fuda hentai where the Fudas are firefighters who put out fires with their cum?
You know, we really need more hentais about everyday heroes.
You're right, you know. We need some, like, Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia if you're not a fucking weeb. Like, Kosei, Splooger. He puts out fire and beats bad guys with his cum.
I meant everyday heroes isn't, like, you know, the first responders.
Yeah, the real go-getters of the world.
Yeah.
The firefighter Fudanari squad.
Yeah. But I'm not a big fan of, like, meme hentai in general. Like this... it takes a lot to make it seem actually entertaining and not just stupid title, and that's the entire joke.
Yeah. The great philosophical discussion of is a hentai there to be jerked off to or to be analyzed as like a work of art. Alejandro Bennett. Hey Fither, thank you for all the great videos. You bring so much joy to me with every one of your uploads. Thank you. Here's my questions. What are some of your favorite Persona and Shin Megami Tensei doujins? Right back on the hentai topic.
I like that one where it has Naoto on the cover and she's covering herself, and it's the one with the Chiechu.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
It's entertaining enough while still being well drawn and actually arousing.
Yeah. I like a lot of the Aegis and Femsi Fudanari ones where Aegis has a penis. I'm not gay though. And I also like some of the Persona 5 ones. Especially the ones where Joker just yeah, there's like I like the ones where Joker just fucks all of them. Those are pretty good. What's a super weird crack ship that you like unironically? Doesn't have to be SMT. I've never been like a big shipper kind of guy. My favorite ship of all time is Knee Socks and Boomhauer. Like Knee Socks from Panty and Stocking and Boomhauer from King of the Hill. For some fucking reason, there exists images of those two together. And it's so funny. And I don't know why it exists, but it's hilarious. And that's my favorite ship, is Boomhauer and Knee Socks.
Let's see here. I also don't particularly ship. people. There's, like, the most I ship is when I play Fire Emblem, and, well, modern Fire Emblem, and I have to ship in order to...
Right. It's a part of the mechanic.
Yeah. Like, the second you add shipping as a mechanic, I guess I need to get involved. Yeah, that's the most I have to say about shipping.
And who's the most underrated Let's Player? I've never been, like, much of a Let's Player watcher kind of guy.
I would put some in the background, and some I'd say are worth looking at just for, like, the format of their Let's Plays.
Yeah. If you want to know, like, everything imaginable about Persona 3, German Spy has this really good Persona 3 playthrough where he talks about, like, every facet of that game. Like, there's a part that's, like, 50 minutes where he explains, like, all the signs on everything in like, Tatsumi Port Island. Like, it's really excessive, and it's really interesting. So I would say go watch some of his stuff.
Yeah. I actually ended up unironically watching TJ Henry Yoshi's streams of things.
Are they good?
They're they're really comfortable. Just so long as, like, the chat doesn't just do the obvious thing.
Yeah. How much do you think that guy must feel, like, having a career based off of getting made fun of, like, once?
It wasn't being made fun of, it was being made an example of.
Yeah.
But,
TJ Henry Yoshi.
He doesn't feel too good about it, but he takes it in stride. That's good.
Oh, good on him. Jaruski, have you guys played the Kingdom Hearts series? If so, what are your thoughts on the series as a whole? In my opinion, it's just a huge schlock adventure, but I'm not sure why I still like it.
That is exactly my thoughts. That said, I dropped off at Birth by Sleep because I did not have a PSP to play it on. And
yeah, Kingdom Hearts is one of those things like Naruto, where I've never actually consumed any of it, but I just know information about it. And it seems like great schlock trash. Like, one of these days I'm going to get the big, Kingdom Hearts collection and actually start playing some of the games. Because it seems like such amazing trash. And I can't wait to experience it.
Yeah. I like the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 2 and the DS games a lot.
Yeah, gameplay looks fun.
Yeah.
Clint McKee, what was the cringiest experience you've ever had at a con, an anime club, or generally just around weebs?
Yo, you're expecting way too much if you think we had other weebs to interact with.
I've interacted with some weebs. Like,
you go to cons.
Not really in person. Yeah, I go to cons, but I've never had, like, a group of weeb friends or been to, like, an anime con. I have a story. It was probably the most afraid I've ever been for somebody's life at an anime convention. This was a couple of years ago. Steve Bloom was one of the guests at the convention. He's in a lot of shit. He's like Spike from Cowboy Bebop. He's Tom from Toonami. Mm-hmm. And there's this guy in this orange, like, Goku gi. Like, he wasn't cosplaying, it was just a shirt. He's this really short little, like, Filipino-looking dude. Mm-hmm. And it was getting kind of late into the day. And so the staff working at the convention had closed his line, and I had already gotten in the line. I was waiting for his autograph. Mm-hmm. And this little dude threw a fucking fit. Like, he was really upset, and he really wanted to get his autograph. And so he was doing, like, just this really weird, creepy shit. Like, he would hang out, like... It's impossible to explain how this was set up, but there were two tables surrounded by, like, the rope. And he was on the other side of the rope, just kind of staring Steve down. It was like, oh my god, what's this fucking guy doing? And Steve was just trying his best to ignore him. He would be like, hey, Steve, let me get your autograph. And, like, I swear to God, I felt like they were going to have to call security on this guy. He was, like, being really weird and aggressive with the staff and shit. It was very spooky. I don't know whatever, like, happened to the guy. I don't know if he got his autograph or not. But I was, like, really freaked out. I was afraid for his safety.
Oh, I should go to a convention at some point.
Yeah, they're fun. They're not as bad as people make them out to be. Like, on occasions, you'll have, like, these kind of cringy moments, but in general, it's not that bad. Like, yeah, it's a lot of fucking pseudo-normie weirdos.
What if I get shook down, like you did?
If you got shook down, I would just give them $1, and then they'll be satisfied. Like, that's what I did. Just pretend like something you bought at the convention costs an extra $1, and then it won't bother you as much that you got robbed. Screen Stuff wants to know, besides Guilty Gear, what is your favorite fighting game? I'm really enjoying the Dragon Ball Fighters.
I am also enjoying what I have played of it, Besides that, there are a couple of Dojin fighters that I really like. I like the Toho spin-off fighters as well as Daibansho Big Bang Beat. That's a really good Dojin game.
What is the best way to experience Dragon Ball? Not just the manga versus anime, but Kai versus Z and other things. This is a hell of a fucking question. My go-to answer is just read the manga.
I have the wrong answer. But
okay, go ahead.
Just pick up the PS2 games and just play those.
I would give you shit for that, but that's actually kind of an optimal method.
Yeah, like, you get it, all the fillers cut out, but you still get a lot of, like, you get a lot of good character moments, all the key scenes are there. You get appreciation for characters that you wouldn't fully appreciate just watching the anime. Like, there's a lot of Raditz fans, and I doubt they're, like, freaking out because he caught Farmer with a shotgun's bullet.
Yeah, this is like a big clusterfuck that is not within my power to fully answer. In general, I would just say stick to the manga. Kai is really good if you want to watch something, but don't want to sit through a million years of filler.
What about Super?
What about Super? That's a great question. Both options are pretty good. I think the manga is just, in general, a better, like, it's more consistent, I feel like. It looks more consistent. The story and, like, kind of how it explains shit is better.
I have healing powers.
Dad, I have healing powers! Well, it's like, would you rather Trunks become a Supreme Kai or kill Merge Zamasu with the Spirit Bomb sword? Like, that's, in the end of the day, that's the question you have to ask yourself.
Spirit
If you like
Bomb
option...
is the coolest.
Yeah, it's cool as shit, but does it make sense? No.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool, but it's also kind of infuriating. So it's like, would you rather have something that will make you feel calm, but isn't as cool, or something that will piss you off, but looks better? Or is more awesome, I should say. That's the great question to be asked.
Dragon Ball's just wrestling. Turn your brain off.
Yeah, like, don't think about it too much. Like, people spend their fucking lives getting stressed out. Well, how is Kefla stronger than Buhan? Like, who cares, really? Who fucking cares? It's just a cartoon about people fighting each other, man.
But how strong is Jiren?
How strong is Jiren? He could probably blow up the Earth. I don't know. What is the most optimal way to stop my friends from watching Boruto and get them to play Megami Tensei games? My first advice is to not be that guy. You know, the one guy who's always like, yeah, this thing you enjoy, it sucks. Go experience this other thing that I enjoy. Never be that guy. You gotta ease them into it, you know. And it's one of those things where it's like, if it really just doesn't seem like it's for them, don't keep pressing the issue.
Yeah.
Like, maybe show them some gameplay of Persona 5 or whatever, or, like, tell them, hey, there's this really cool game, it's nice, you live, like, as a school kid, and then you fucking raid palaces and shit.
And you run like Naruto. Show them Aegis's run like cycle.
Yeah, show them that Aegis runs like Naruto, and maybe that will excite them. Excuse me, Naruto, I meant to say Boruto's dad.
Yeah.
My favorite is when people call Boruto Boruto's dad's son. That always makes me laugh.
That is amazing. My advice is calmly bring it up when they're talking about video games and stuff. Like, I'm sure if they're watching Bort, they're at least a bit familiar with shit like streaming. Maybe get them to watch Persona 4 the animation, or Devil Survivor 2 the animation.
I've heard that's pretty shitty. I haven't actually watched it myself, though.
Or Persona 4 the golden animation.
Yeah, watch that. Watch that. It'll ruin their life.
Yeah, it's awful.
That might be an okay way to get people into it.
We don't know how bad it is yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's okay. Like, I hear a lot of people saying a lot of pessimistic shit. I don't know if that's, like, grounded in reality necessarily, or just people being bitchy. Deshaun Sheridan. If you had to choose an Arcana, not including the Joker, is the Joker an Arcana? I think he means the Fool.
There's also the Jester, which is...
I'm gonna assume he means Fool, yeah. What would you be? I've always really liked a lot of the Emperor characters, so I would probably be Emperor.
I'm Fither's sidekick, so I guess I'm the Magician.
Alright, sick. You and Flair are in charge of creating the main story for an SMT spin-off game. What would the plot be, and who is the final boss? I've always liked the idea of, like, an SMT in America. like, nobody actually knows anything about SMT 9, but I've heard the game takes place in America. I might be wrong about that, or I might be thinking of something totally different.
I, on the other hand, have, with my universe brain, and thinking, alright, it's spin-off. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Very true.
I want Shin Megami Tensei Mystery Dungeon.
That's pretty hella.
We got a Persona Q. The next step is Mysterious Dungeons. No summoners, no god slayers. Dogda's just sitting in a fucking cave, being like, ah, shit.
Dude, I love the idea of Dogda running like an adventure team, like how Wigglytuff did in fucking Explorers of Sky. Like Dog just he just hates his fucking job
because he wishes there was a god slayer in here. Give me a fucking personality quiz at the start, but ask actually like really intense questions.
Yeah, like your friend seems to be morphing into a demon. What do you do?
Give him a thumbs up, increases your chaos points. And then you either get stuck as a chaos law or neutral demon.
What games do you think you might live stream in the future? More rants, definitely.
Yeah. I've made a roster for an Artificial Academy to stream, which I have interesting plans for. I kind of want to have an announcement before the actual stream proper, though.
Other than that, I don't know. I'm like kind of sort of tossing around the idea of doing Persona 3, maybe. Like Nocturne, when we tried to do Nocturne, that ended up being a fucking disaster.
Because there's really only one path for Nocturne.
Yeah, like with Persona 3, you can at least just kind of chill out and talk to chat. Like, that's really the only reason I stream. Like, I don't get any particular enjoyment out of, like, knowing that people are watching me play a game. Like, that's why I stream, is to interact with people live. So I feel like Persona 3 would be, like, a better just talk to chat kind of game.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to stream a game because I want to show off that a game exists. And that's kind of why I pushed for the Sengoku Rant stream in the first place.
Yeah, Sengoku Rants is fun.
It is.
Everybody go play Sengoku Rants.
Yeah.
DM me for the download link.
Or me,
Zach Featherfield. Yeah, DM him at Moscow X Reject.
Or on Discord.
Blue Charizard X. Personas for party members commonly have a theme among them. 3 had mostly Greek gods. 5 has famous criminals and mythological tricksters. So for the next game, what theme would you like to see? And what would one or two of the personas that you can think of be? Thanks, love your videos. We've always liked the idea of SMT and Persona kind of incorporating more like modern sort of mythologies into them.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much you could do with modern. But
yeah, that's the thing, is that it's like, it's a cool idea, but then you stop and think, okay, what can we actually put?
Yeah. Like, one persona I always want to have, either as a persona or as a demon, is Polybius.
Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah, we've talked about that, how awesome that would be.
Just Polybius as a demon. Because there's a lot you could do.
Dude, have that be like the support characters, like, fucking Persona.
Yeah.
I just play Polybius and go into like some crazy trance. I think having the Jersey Devil as a persona would be really cool, because that thing is fucking awesome.
Well, a common theme between both of those, American.
Yeah, like American mythology in particular is kind of neat. There's not really like a huge
There's not room for
amount of it.
growth with American mythology, though. Like, what would tier
like
two
the United States has only been around for like what, 300 years.
Yeah.
And most mythology has its roots like many thousands of years ago, when humanity didn't know anything about anything and we just made shit up.
America was founded by a lot of Christians. Let's be honest.
And they don't really fuck around with the whole mythology thing.
Yeah. But there are a lot of urban legends, so I'd like to see more urban legend based.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Aiden Yoshida wants to know, I noticed the Honey Pop music classic.
Classy.
Or classy, rather. Yeah, I don't know how to read tonight. My question is, will you adopt me? No, I have enough kids. More serious question, you ever broke something in rage after playing a difficult boss/area in an SMT game? I've gotten pretty salty at SMT, but I don't think I've ever broken something over it.
I haven't broken anything in rage, but, like, I did just drop my 3DS and DS several times during dungeons. In Strange Journey and the final dungeon of Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse.
That place is actually infuriating.
Yeah. And I also had to set my controller down during Okumura's Palace, during that fucking air shoot section.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad.
At least not for me.
Like, I had trouble with it, and the music was not helping.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that music, like, I don't like listening to it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not a bad song, it's just like, oh, calm down. Like, the most damage I think I've ever done in, like, a fit of rage was over Sonic and the Black Knight when I was, like, 10 or 11 or however old I was. What I did was I kicked my closet so hard, it like, the door came off the hinge. But yeah,
why were you playing Sonic and the Black Knight?
Listen, all I had was a Wii and a DS, okay? The reason why I got so mad... Yeah, the Wii? Like, the reason I got so mad to begin with was, like, you know how not the final boss, but the semi-final boss? It has this glitch where it will become literally unbeatable. And I experienced the glitch. I didn't know it was a glitch, and I just thought I was being, like, fucking shit. And so I got so mad, I just kicked the fucking closet, and it snapped. Wolfstorm701, is there a video you made that you dislike, and what would you do to change it? Dog, the majority of the videos I've made I don't like.
I would build up more confidence before the horror interview.
Yeah, like, that's one of those things where it's like, it's hard to prepare for, necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, we had never done anything of the sort before.
Yeah.
So, like when you compare the interview we did with Xanthi with the one we did with Sean, that's like night and day. Like, I'm a lot more confident, Flair's a lot more confident, we're asking more questions, we're following up on shit. And I don't know if that was just because we were less nervous, or is because Sean is a dude, so we felt we could kind of, like, dick around a little bit more.
And it ended with phrase Helix, and I was kind of confused.
Yeah. I actually ended up cutting that out because I didn't want people to be like, oh my god, that was so cringy.
Oh god. Well, behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's Fither behind the scenes.
Sean said phrase Helix.
Yeah, I cut it out because I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, you also felt it.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I don't know. There's some videos that...
I would have put a stop to the Grand 5,000 subs Q&A. I would have just, like, alright, let's dial things back. Do it more like this.
Yeah, like, that's some quality, like, road trip level Fither entertainment if you need to kill 3 hours and 20 minutes. There's a lot of videos of ours that I would, like, change. A lot of the more recent ones I'm very happy with. I find it's the stuff that I do on my own that I'm very rarely satisfied with.
The Cat King Production asks, did you get into JoJo's for the memes or JoJo's itself?
JoJo itself, like, I got into it, like, 2012, I think it was 2013, actually. I got into Persona and JoJo at around the same time. But it was when the Part 1 and 2 anime came out. And there were obviously JoJo memes, but I guess the culture wasn't so meme-focused, I guess?
JoJo was always memes in the West.
Yeah.
Like, from the very start, what most people's first exposure to JoJo was Muda.swf.
Yeah, and Ri and Zawarudo.
Yeah.
So, like, JoJo here has always kind of had its basis in, like, these, like, memes, the meme culture. Mm-hmm. But I got into it for the story and the characters and shit, and not because Rohan said, I refuse, haha, you know. Wild card. Do you think Mitsuru's and Haru's boobs are too small and don't jiggle enough in Dancing Moon and Star Night? I think they're fine, the way they are.
I don't think their costumes that were shown have enough room for bounce.
Yeah, like, I'm not expecting Dead or Alive beach volleyball level physics, but... Like, I don't really care that enormously. Mitsuru's got some big tits. I don't know as much about Haru, though. Does Haru have big tits?
I don't know. Like, I don't think we've seen her in a state that would answer that question.
State. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't cause me too much stress. Taco Talks, good friend of the channel. If you haven't already, go to Taco Talks' channel and go watch the Futabu review. It's one of my favorite videos I've made. He asks, what are your fetishes?
I like pet play. Not like the fur shit, but like collars and stuff.
I've never been too into that. It's kind of like, I don't know, for me. And I like Futanari. It's not gay.
The Yunarukami asks,
oh my god, is that the man himself?
Now that Katsura Hashino is leaving, do you think Persona 6 will distance itself from P3/5? If so, would you be okay with Persona 5 Arena being the game that gave closure to Makoto Yuki's fate? Whether he comes back or his spirit is set free. Dog, I think we got closure. That was the answer.
Yeah, I think he's meaning, like, kind of a resolution to the state he's in. I'm okay with the idea of his spirit passing on, but him coming back is absolutely a no-no. Yeah. Like, that to me would be the ultimate Atlas fuck-up.
Yeah, that's...
Like, every day people act like, oh, SMT for Apocalypse, your main character makes friends. That's a fuck-up. Rin and Catherine, that's the worst fuck-up ever. Alex from Deep Strange Journey, that's the worst fuck-up ever.
Alex
to
is
me,
kind of
that
a
would be...
fuck-up.
Alex is a huge fuck-up, but to me, like, the Persona 3 protagonist coming back, that would be the ultimate, I have very little faith left in whoever's writing this shit.
Yeah. Sort
of thing. Not like the development teams as a whole, but just whoever's writing it.
It would remind me too much of Final Fantasy X 2.5.
Yeah, I feel like there's one guy at Atlas, Mr. Asshole is probably his name, who at every board meeting is like, let's make, like, a sequel to this, or, like, a remake, and let's add my new original character. Like, I'm pretty fucking positive there's some guy who's doing that.
As for Persona 6 distancing itself from Persona 3 through 5, as far as gameplay goes, I see no reason for them to do it. Like, this is a format that can last a really long time.
Yeah, it works. Like, Persona really hasn't changed up its gameplay too enormously ever since 3. Like, Persona 1 was a lot different because it had, like, that whole grid system and shit. And Persona 2 is kind of just like a battle system.
Just a battle system.
Yeah, it's just a battle system, whatever. I think the bigger question to be asked is if it'll get away from it, like, story and character-wise. And I don't know if it will. Like, the way I see it is the goal for Atlas is to always kind of integrate those games into this weird sort of, like, lump. And I think Persona 6 will probably fall to the same fate.
Yeah. We're probably going to have another parallel world that you need to use a thing to get to, and you're going to use your Persona during that time. I just hope we don't have a big god final boss.
Yeah, that's kind of overdone. I feel like they will do it anyways. They feel like it's kind of like a necessity or something. Seta Entertainment Animation. Do you think Atlas could remake Raito 1 and 2? I've only played a little bit of Raito 1. I don't really see the necessity in doing that.
I don't see Atlas shelling out the money to just give it the Nier Automata treatment and just give it to them.
Like, if they did that and they made it like a Devil May Cry level, like, action game sort of thing, then yeah, that'd be pretty neat. But at that rate, I'm like, just make Raito 3, dog. And did Persona 4 overshadow Raito 2 and other games that came out before or after its reception? This is one of those things where it's like, I don't think you're ever really gonna have the answer. I think in some ways it helped to kind of increase sales of those games, because, like, the scheme during the PS2 era was to lump all these games under the Shin Megami Tensei banner. So, like, Persona 4 was the Shin Megami Tensei game in name, and so was Raito, and so was, like, Digital Devil Saga. So
that's some genius marketing.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. Like, they tried to introduce us to SMT as Revelations during the PS1, but that shit never worked. It wasn't until, like, Nocturne and Persona 3 to a greater extent that the SMT brand, which is actually just Megami Tensei, kind of took off. So I think in some ways them being kind of a part of the same family helped. Because, like, for the average Joe, if you see Raito 2 and Persona 4, you would never guess that they have any sort of correlation.
Are you going to do a Confidant review?
Yeah. Yeah, at some point.
Yeah.
We plan on doing it for every single one of them. It's just a matter of, like, when we get to it. Reassuring Kitsune. He has a lot of questions, but they're all pretty good.
Oh.
Would you want an American Persona game, and would you want it to be dark and have themes of abuse, sexual relationships, law and chaos, more occult themes, and have the cast consist of generally reserved, nerdy, and antisocial anti-hero characters along with cast betrayals? I like a lot of that. Especially, Telltale's the Persona. Like, I really like the idea of American Persona game, but they'll never do it. Because, like, Japan is, like, actually kind of racist.
Just make bullying, like, but with demons.
Yeah, like, they really don't like Megami Tensei games that don't just take place in Japan. I'm all for the idea, but Atlas is not. So it's just kind of out of the question. I like the idea of, like, college student Persona a lot. I think that would be really interesting if they go through a lot more kind of adult shit. Like, Persona 5 already had a lot of pretty adult-heavy themes. Like, Shiho tries to kill herself because Kamoshida was molesting her. Like, that's pretty fucked up.
I wouldn't want an American Persona with current American culture, but like a throwback or something.
Oh, dude, like, Persona San Andreas?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's fucking awesome.
I'd take that, but not like
Oh, hell yeah.
Persona 2018 America.
Yeah, I'm all for the idea of, like, darker Persona, but, you know, it has to be, like, a good game on top of that. It can't just be dark for the sake of being dark. Favorite themes and characters. I personally found Keisuke's desire to aspire to both a world of law, to aspire to a world of law through chaotic means to be really cool. I want more SMT characters with those ideals. I love Persona 5's theme of, like, thievery and breaking free of chains and shit. Like, that image of you are slave, one emancipation will always be in my head, because it's such a cool image of, like, the fucking chairs with the chains on them.
Yeah.
So I liked a lot of the themes in Persona 5 a lot.
I really
As for
like
SMT.
I really miss the days where he was just a chair.
Yeah.
Joke.
As for SMT, I don't know. I tend to like a lot of the Chaos characters more. A lot of the time, to me, the Law characters are just like these whiny fucking babies.
I want a law character with a bit more ambition.
Yeah, a lot of the Law characters tend to be these whiny little brats. Like, some of them are pretty cool. Like, Zelenin kind of has her shit together. She's like a no-nonsense sort of
I like Zelenin.
But then yeah, Zelenin's cool, but then you have, like, these fucking children, like Keisuke, that are like, the world isn't fair, so I'm gonna impress the entire world and make it a lot worse. But, you know, that's the great debate between Law and Chaos that'll go on forever. What's your opinion on the general hate for Persona 5 and your feelings on the community if the Persona 3 HD links turn out to be true?
Dog, what general hate for Persona 5?
I kind of see it. A lot of that comes from the more hard-ass, like, SMT types. Like, there's some SMT, like, hard-ass types that'll be like, I wasn't super crazy about it, but I have respect for it, kinds of guys, and I'm like, alright, that's fine. But then you have guys that are like, Persona 5, an absolute failure in every way. Here's my essay on why, like, minor gripes about the shit make it an absolute flop. And why now Persona is going to take over SMT.
I think that's...
It's hilarious. It's like, they both think that somehow Persona is this horrid, awful failure, and then at the same time, it's just going to ruin SMT forever. Like, you gotta make up your mind about this. Like, is Persona shitty, or is it a viable threat to the entire rest of the existence of everything?
Your feelings in the community if the P3 HD leaks turn out to be true? I think that we get a lot... This is just a time for Atlas to play safe with remakes, if that's what's happening.
Yeah, like, we've kind of figured out, this is how we think Atlas is operating now, is like, release big game, like Persona 5 and like SMT 5, which is coming out, and then release like these little bitch games that are like remakes or updated ports of shit, like
just
safe
things like, that'll make you money without much effort.
I think Persona 3 HD would be a smart decision. There's a lot of people that just got into Persona that want to experience Persona 3, but they're like idiots and they think it's like really old and outdated. And also there's just a lot of Persona 3 fans that would like to experience again, just all new and fancy. This is absolutely fascinating, this next one. I found the Devil Survivor games to be easy on normal and Persona 3 rather, way harder on easy. Do you feel the same way? No.
Not really.
Are you sure you didn't get your fucking words mixed around? Because that's interesting. Would it be better for Atlas to spend the next 5 years working on new games, new S&D spin-offs, Persona 5, or make remakes of their older games? Right now, like I said, they seem to be going for kind of a balance. The logic seems to kind of be like one big game and then we'll release like 3 or 4 bitch games.
Little bitch.
I think that's an okay strategy. Yeah, bitch. I think that's an okay strategy, but like eventually people are gonna get tired of it.
When you first... Somar52 asks, when you first started, did you ever think you would get this far?
Oh, hell no.
No. When he started, it was Honey Pop.
Yeah. Like, I had no earthly clue. Like, for me, when I really started to kind of get serious about it, 1,000 was, like, my big goal. Like, to me, that would be the proof that, like, some people are watching and there's, like, a point in continuing. And now we have 10,000.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
Someday we'll be getting a fan art section. We'll have a fifth Buru.
Oh, shit, fifth Buru. Yeah, but for anybody watching, we love fan art. That's, like, our favorite thing to get. Is just like fan art.
Ren Amamiya asks, would you rather eat Marie, Persona 4 Golden, Marie's ass, or jerk off Rin, Catherine full body? Rin's trap dick.
Thank you for the voice. I imagine Marie's ass is kind of funky. Like, I don't know why. She just seems like she would stink. Rin, on the other hand, looks, like, nice and, like, similar to Kingdom Hearts, simple and clean. This is a hell of a question. I'm not a big ass-eater type.
I choose the neutral route. I shall eat Marie's ass and...
I'll do both! Take that, God! Shit, I guess I'm eating Marie's ass. I don't know.
Godslayer, you gotta eat the ass.
Hey, boyo. Cup the balls, boyo. Annie Jefferis. How do you feel about the protagonist name in Persona 5, and did you prefer Akira Kurusu? I don't care. I literally do not care one bit what the guy is called. To me, he's always just going to be either Joker or the Persona 5 protagonist.
He's going to be Joker for me still, because that's a viable name that won't get anyone upset. That said, people who are all like, Akira is so much better, I refuse to call him Ren, are going to need to, like, grow a pair.
Yeah, get used to it. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if I know who you're talking about, I don't care.
Yeah. But, listen, Atlas isn't going to change it. That is going to...
Yeah, I think they're sticking with Random Mamma Mia. This is more a question for you than for me.
Clint McKee asks, how did you and Blair discover the Rant series? Really, it's kind of simple. There was that one screenshot that circulated around of the diviner girl, Belle, look at her underwear, rape her, that was floating around. And... Yeah. When I found out that there was an actual game surrounding it, I gave it a download, installed it, went through it once, but got fucked over hard by the demon army, and...
Same thing happened to me.
So I stepped away from it for a while, then when I went back in, and really got in, read the lines and everything, I really enjoyed it, and as I was getting into it, that was around the point that other translation projects for the Rant series were starting to pop up on VG, Alisoft General. Now, like, the series is getting official localizations by Manga Gamer, and that's really cool.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting an official release of Sengoku Ran and Rant's Quest, possibly this year.
As for me, I'm kind of similar to him. I kind of knew, like, who Rance was, I guess, just from, like, the images circulating around. But I never played it until Flair, like, compulsively kept asking me to play the game. And eventually I gave in, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Shark Daddy asks, why does everyone think Yukari is worst girl? I mean, in the answer, she's absolutely insufferable. But in the journey, I think she's fine. Anyways, that's just what I think. Congrats on the 10,000 subs!
Thank you, Shark Daddy. Why does everyone think Yukari is the worst girl? She's really an insufferable cunt.
In the end.
Like, yeah, I think in both she's pretty bad. In the answer, she's, like, really bad.
In the answer, she's objectively terrible. In the journey, I think some of her actions are kind of endearing. But she still does have a lot of cunt moments.
Yeah, that's, like, the one thing that, like, turned me away from women is, like, cuntiness and, like, pettiness about shit.
What about channel mascot
like,
Audrey?
Audrey, I think, like, this is fun, because I think Audrey takes it to such a ridiculous and kind of funny level. Like, she's such an awful person that it becomes almost endearing. Like, she's made such bad life choices. With Yukari, she's, like, stuck in between that you are irredeemable scum and you're a normal person level. So it's kind of more frustrating that way, I guess. Like, she's on the precipice of being, like, hilariously bad, but she's not really, like, a tolerable person either.
She needs something to push her over the edge. That said, Ultimax Yukari is really great. She's cute.
Yeah, I like Ultimax Yukari a lot. Like, I give Yukari a lot of shit. I'm pretty much always talking about, like, Persona 3 Yukari. In Ultimax, I like her a lot. She's actually got a fun personality.
Donnie Smith! Exclamation point.
An exclamation, yeah.
And asks, and he edited his comment, what game can be considered more darker than Shin Megami Tensei?
I don't know, like, I don't really go out of my way to play games because they're dark or whatever.
Yeah, there are dark games out there, but the question is, are they good?
Yeah. Like we were saying earlier, it's great if it's dark, but there's got to be kind of like a substance to it.
Yeah.
Like people, like, one thing that kind of drives me mental about people that like Majora's Mask, and I'm not knocking people that like Majora's Mask, that's one of my favorite video games, is that they care more about, oh, it's dark, it's the darkest Zelda, rather than like the million other good things about it.
There's a scene in DMC, Devil May Cry, where Vorgol shoots a pregnant woman.
Yeah, in the stomach, where the baby is.
Yeah. Just to fuck with Mundus. And that's dark, but is it smart?
That's dark.
Does it make you think?
What could be considered the Philomen or Igor of SMT? There isn't really a guy like that that's like
Steven.
an equivalent. Steven he kinda has a different role in the story. It's kinda similar, but like, I guess the closest thing is, what's his name? Mido? Yeah. He's the guy that works at the Cathedral of Shadows.
Yeah.
So he's like a similar kind of entity to them. And this is mainly the reason why I wanted to go through this guy's questions. How is technology so involved with summoning, like the hidden server in Devil Survivor? Something that people tend to kind of forget about Megami Tensei is that the original story is called Megami Tensei Digital Devil Story. And it's because all the demons are digital. Like, that was the whole deal behind,
They're digital monsters.
Yeah, they're digital monsters. Like, they're demons, but the whole thing is that they can be turned into a digital form and summoned at will. That's all that a comp is that it's a computer that has the program, the demon summoning program, that lets you convert those guys into little bits and bytes and then shit them back out. So that's why the server in Devil Survivor is such a big deal, is because that's what runs the shit that lets people summon demons.
Blight
Blues
Blues asks...
No, Blight Blues.
Blight Blues asks... Favorite SMT or Persona antagonist, and why? I kind of like Striga from Persona 3 a lot. Because they are pathetic.
Yeah, there's something kind of endearing about how, like, big of a fuck-up they are.
Yeah.
Like, they never succeed in their plans, really. Like, they kill Shinji, who was a dying man anyways. Like, yeah, that's cool, great. And then he succeeds in killing Junpei, but then Chidori fucking goes and just brings him back. Like, they're such fuck-ups.
They're fuck-ups, and, like, I kind of get them wanting to keep the Dark Hour around.
Yeah, because it makes them feel special.
Yeah. And also, if everyone's going to die anyways, then they don't feel as bad about their own impending death. Like, not relatable, but I can empathize with them.
As for me, it's got to be Adachi. I've sung Adachi's praises, even though he's not like the greatest villain of all time. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, I just enjoy him. He's got like a stage presence that I really like. I like kind of his philosophy that the world is shit and bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And he's just kind of a fun character, I think, even though he's like evil and scum. As for Shin Megami Tensei, I don't know, Shin Megami Tensei doesn't really have an enormous amount of like real villainous kind of characters. I like Mastema a lot in Strange Journey, because he's just such a slimy, scheming motherfucker.
Mastema's pretty great.
Does
Dogda count as a villain? Like a...
I guess it depends on how you look at him. Like, objectively, he's a pretty evil dude. Like, he does evil shit, but it's ultimately for a good purpose. So, I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air about Dogda's villain status.
See, Erike, I don't know, asks, which group sees Investigation Team Phantom Thieves would you rather be a part of? And personal favorite Final Persona? Not based on power, but looks, etc. Well, being part of the investigation team means I get to sit next to Naoto and Junes.
That's true. She probably smells good.
She probably doesn't. She wears a hat. Hats usually don't smell great.
What if she's like, Flair, take a big whiff of my hat? Would you do it?
Yeah.
As for me, C's seems like it's just stressful. Like, C's is more a job than anything. I wouldn't want to join the investigation team because I'm not really crazy about any of them other than Kanji. So I would join the Phantom Thieves just because I like the whole thief aspect and I like stealing things.
Yes, Flare Guy's Palace. I'm going to take all his Yu-Gi-Oh!
And personal favorite Final Persona. I like Satin Isle a lot.
Oh, Final.
Yeah. I assume that's what he meant. Or do you mean just, like, any, like, character's final persona?
If he means any character's final persona, I really like Ryuji's, even though it's kind of a step down from Captain Kid. There's just something about Goku Black, which is great. But my absolute favorite would be Kanji's final persona. Not the one he got in Golden, but his original one. I really like Kanji's final persona. The one that's...
Yeah, Kanji's is cool.
The one that's partially because I do like the Son Goku period, mostly for video game reasons. And the fact that it's Nobunaga on fire, like currently on fire, is great. And Kanji doesn't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't get why that's funny, because the historical Nobunaga died, because he got burnt to death.
Yeah. He was trapped in a burning building.
I don't know, there's not really any particular final persona that I'm like, oh yeah, I love it so much. Shit, let me think. I like Caesar, like Akihiko's persona, a lot. I guess less because of the persona itself, but more because of, like, his awakening. I think Caesar is really cool, though. I think he's got a cool design. Like, Caesar is this huge dude holding the world with a sword, and the real Caesar seems to be the tiny little guy that's inside of him. So I think that's, like, neat symbolism of this tiny dude that controls the world. Because that's, like, a cool analogy to both Akihiko and the historical Caesar. Ashison, 780. Kaneko versus Sojima versus Doi versus Yasuda. Remind me who Yasuda is?
Tits.
Which one's Doi? Doi's the one who's done, like, the Strange Journey, like, shit. Yeah, he's the one who's done, like, the SMT4 Apocalypse and shit. Yeah, okay. If I had to rate them in order, Sojima's my favorite, and then Kaneko, and then Yasuda, and then Doi. Like, nothing against Doi, but...
Yeah. I'd switch... Alright. Kaneko is really tough because his demons are iconic, but at the same time, his people are a bit less. Sojima does better people, but a lot of his, demons, or more accurate personas, are very, like, blatant in their symbolism, which is kind of fun to look at. I gotta put Doi above Yasuda, though. That's only as an S&T arc. I like Yasuda's work in Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, isn't he also the guy who did, like, Durarara? Or am I mistaken?
I think. Common X asks,
Yeah.
what is your favorite persona design? Would you put more mainline SMT characters like Lucifer and Persona as not main plot, but a social link / confidant? Do you think Hirohiko Araki of Jojo would make a good persona designer?
At first one, my favorite demon is Black Frost. He doesn't really have, like, the most creative design necessarily. He's just evil Jack Frost, but that's what I like about him. I like the design of Mastema a lot. I like a lot of the angels. Like, even though I don't like Law, I love a lot of the angels. I think they're all designed really well.
I like Hellbiker.
Hellbiker's pretty good.
Because he appeals to me on a primal level. As for, would I put more mainline SMT characters like Lucifer and Persona as a fucking social link / confidant? That'd be really interesting. Like, Lucifer's just hanging out somewhere, and at the end you get a reveal that it was all along. And Lucifer doesn't step in to do anything during the confrontation. He just gives you a speech about friendship. That sounds like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, like, that's one of those things where, on paper, I'm like, this is a horrible idea, don't fucking do this, but I secretly kind of want them to. Like, I think that would be hilarious. I like the idea of, like, Vincent from Catherine having, like, an actual social link or confidant. Like, he was in Persona 3 Portable just as kind of a cameo, but I like the idea of having, like, a whole social link confidant with him. I think that would be funny. And do you think Araki of Jojo would make a good Persona designer? Yeah. I think Personas and stands are designed with kind of a different mentality, I guess. But I would love to see some of Araki's takes on, like, mythological sort of stuff. I think that would be really cool. Saint Jenner, how did you two start working together? Are you friends in real life or related?
We saw the Tokyo Mirage Sessions trailer, and we're both fueled with such anger that we decided to voice chat.
Yeah, I was just looking for somebody to, like, make a video with, and it just so happened to be Flair was the only person that I knew that was of a similar anger level, and that's just kind of how it started. And no, we don't know each other in real life, but one of these days,
yeah,
we've got big plans in store.
There is, like, some Fifth lore where Fither stole a Labyrinth tank card, and I had a Labyrinth tank card stolen from me, and we assumed that it was the same incident, because who the fuck else would steal a Labyrinth tank card?
Yeah, for more information on the Labyrinth tank card heist, go watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode of the Fifth Cast podcast experiment. The Omni Gamer, what is the most disturbing or shocking moment for you two in Megami Tensei?
It would either be Flynn boring Asahi in Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse, or everything having to do with Kamoshida and Persona 5.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those two. I think I have to give it to Yhvh, just because that was the moment when I was like, oh my god, Persona 5's not fucking around. And then it proceeded to kind of sort of fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the villains are still really good and, like, really awful human beings, but I don't think it ever quite reaches that height of Yhvh tried to kill herself because Kamoshida molested her. How do you say this fucking name? Spekosko. Adachi versus Goro. No Persona, just pure wit and food. Who you got?
Alright, Adachi throws his food away on day 1, while Goro greedily eats his pancakes.
So if it's a food fight, then yeah, Goro's got it.
Goro will have more energy because he had a full meal, while Adachi skipped breakfast because he's not taking a fucking hit.
He compulsively throws food away. As for an actual fight, like, Adachi's a grown-ass man, and Goro's still like a teenager. I don't know if that necessarily make a big difference.
He's a little twig boy.
Yeah, he's a little twig.
If they were in, like, the metaverse, but Adachi had, like, his bullshit in order, but Goro had his suit but wasn't summoning his persona, I guess Goro with suit would win?
I mean, does the suit really make that big of a difference? Like, does it function as, like, really good armor or something?
I'm mad... When you're in the metaverse, and in your, like, Phantom Thief outfit, you have, like, the abilities of what you imagine a rebel to be. That's why you're able to do all these acrobats, despite having no formal training. And not be able to, like, fucking do enough pull-ups at the start of the game.
Yeah, like, the advantage that Adachi has is if this is, like, a no-holds-barred, you can do whatever, but you don't have your persona, Adachi can just talk to Shadows. Yeah. And Shadows think that he's the coolest guy ever, so he can manipulate the Shadows into working for him.
I don't know if the Berserk mode is a Loki thing, or if it's just...
I'm pretty sure it's tied to Loki. But, I don't know, like, I don't think either of them are necessarily super intelligent. I can't tell with Goro, because he's so bipolar and weird. It's like...
Goro comes up with the most inane plans and doesn't think things through. Like, at the end, he slowly comes to the realization... Holy shit, I killed people, I think?
Yeah, like, Goro seems like he's got this, like, real detective intuition sort of thing, but he's actually a fucking idiot. And on the other hand, Adachi has this whole persona of, I'm just a dumb idiot, haha, when he's actually, like, a pretty clever guy. Like, stringing along the investigation team is no feat whatsoever, but he did do it. He did fuck with the whole town. But yeah, I don't know. I think because of the mobility, maybe Goro?
The mobility.
But Adachi, I think, has a pretty... wait, what did I just say?
The mobility? Maybe?
The mobility. Like, Goro can go fast. Like, the whole fucking... like, the fucking shit about how the metaverse, like, if you imagine that you're fast, like you're Sonic, then you are Sonic. It's that sort of a deal.
Yeah. I don't think Goro pictured himself as a rebel. I think he pictured himself as, like, as Kylo Ren. Full Metal Apprentice asks, which would you rather have? A random Hamon style or a random stand? This includes crappy ones like Cheap Trick or Superfly.
Well, the Hamon, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get magical sun powers that are...
You're going to know. You're going to get humans. Breathing. Live and be beautiful.
Barking dogs. Yeah, like, if you have a Hamon, you're gonna extend your lifespan, assuming you keep up with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, the Hamon has a lot of utility. It takes a lot of figuring out. With a stand, you don't know what the hell you're gonna get.
Yeah. So long as I don't get something like Cheap Trick or Superfly, then, like, I guess I'd take a stand. But
I'd probably take the stand just because I'm, like, a gambling addict, and I'd like to see...
It's a gotcha pull.
Yeah, pull your stand. If there were to be a JoJo versus Persona fighting game, just fighting, not even fighting game, what do you think the story would be and how would you want it to be? I hope they make it to be just schlock.
Yeah, just make it schlock.
In the Devil Survivor games, what type of story did you prefer? Being with the crumbling society and trying to stay sane, or being above society and choosing what happens to it? I like the two for different reasons. I like the whole, like, Devil Survivor 1 is a drag to play, because y'all are going through some rough shit.
Yeah.
But I also like the idea of it being, it reminds me a lot of Evangelion, of like, you're this team of like, dumb assholes who are fighting these aliens and coming up with crazy schemes. So Devil Survivor 2 loses a lot of that, like, this sucks, we're really in the sticks here kind of shit. But I think it makes up for it with the wackiness of just what's going on.
And on that note, which route in Devil Survivor 2 would you pick if you were actually in that situation?
I like the idea of causing chaos, like, not chaos in terms of like, yeah, no government, let's fuck things up. But so I would probably go with the Daichi solution, which is like make everything way, way worse. And just fuck everything completely. So give me that fuck everything completely ending, fam.
Alright, and finally, which would you prefer, a Persona 3 remake or a Persona with the Persona 5 engine, or a Persona 1 or 2 remake? Give me that Persona 2 duology remake.
Yeah.
With the fucking...
Like, if I'm getting a triple package with 1 and 2, and, like, both of the 2 games, then yeah, give me Persona 1 and 2.
Even just Persona 2 and also Persona 2. Freezing Fire, what inspired you to start a bet?
I lost the bet.
A bet that no one remembers?
Yeah, like, neither of us can remember what the hell the bet was, but the like, whoever lost... Or if I lost, rather, I had to stream Honey Pop, and I lost, and so that's why we're here today.
Yeah. It started with a bet, and then anger happened, and then from destruction came creation.
Hibiki Kuze, what are your favorite demon races and Pokemon types? In terms of the second, what is your favorite Mega Evolution of each? I'm not giving you one Mega Evolution for every type, motherfucker, but favorite demon races, like I said, I love a lot of the angels. So I'll go with, like, any angels, like the heralds. And Pokemon types, I like the ground type a lot.
I also like the angels / heralds, and I also like the fiends, because I like the dumb skeletons.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
And as for favorite Pokemon type, I like rock type Pokemon.
Shit, we should start a fucking rock and ground type gym.
Yeah. Does rock even have Mega Evolution? Oh yeah, Mega Aerodactyl and Mega Tyranitar. I guess Tyranitar is the better of the two.
What fucking ground types even Mega Evolve?
There's a lot of, like, slash ground types.
Yeah.
Like, you got fucking Garchomp. That's one.
I'm not really a fan of that one. That one's a little excessive.
Steelix, Swampert, Camerupt. Do you count Primal Groudon as a...
Yeah, you might as well. I guess for the ground type Mega Swampert, I think Mega Swampert's pretty cool. He's just like a big, swole fucking Swampert. My favorite Mega Evolution, this is a boring answer, but Mega Gengar is really cool.
Yeah.
David Griffin Gaming. Do you think there are any canon SMT endings? Why or why not? Yes and no. Some games have definitively canon endings, like SMT 1, we just know ends with a neutral route, because SMT 2, which happens after, just definitively says the neutral route is what happened. But in general, it's just kind of like a who cares? Like, the games aren't really connected the majority of the time, so you can just pick whatever the hell you want. Can you compare SMD to Pokemon? Yeah?
It won't be good comparisons, but yeah.
Like, I think it's the easiest comparison to make in terms of, like, there's really not much else I think that you can really directly compare it to. Like, if I wanted to summarize SMT in, like, a sentence, I would be like, it's Pokemon, but the Pokemon are demons.
It's like Fallout meets Pokemon, says.
It's like Fallout meets Pokemon meets Dark Souls.
The new Undertale?
It could be. It made me think about something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really get the people that get their panties in a tussle over people comparing the two. Like, they are kind of similar.
Oh shit, they threw in girls. I guess that's Donkey Literature Club.
Oh man, it's Donkey Donkey Literature Club now. Yeah, go fast! Will Fifth Foods, a cooking segment, be a reality? Dog, I don't know how to cook.
I mean, I know some recipes, but I need to actively follow them.
I like the idea of Fifth Foods having like a shitty Gordon Ramsay voice. Like, he gets really excessively mad.
Cosmotron asks...
This guy's got a lot of questions, but they're all pretty okay.
If it was actually an acronym, what would Yhvh stand for?
Okay, so let me explain what YHVH actually means. The reason why he's referred to as YHVH is because we have long since lost the original Hebrew word for God. We think it was Yahweh, but we're not sure. Because the problem was that back in the day, people were not allowed to say the name of God. They had to substitute it for, like, another word. I can't recall what the other word was. But as a result of that, we've lost what that word actually was, because nobody really wrote it fucking down. YHVH is just the, like, the closest remnants of the syllables of what it was. Like, that's why you'll see sometimes, some people think it was pronounced Yhvh, which is where YHVH comes from. Some people think it was Yahweh. Like, we really don't know. So that's why it's YHVH. It's supposed to be this weird, like, how the fuck do I pronounce this sort of a deal? And that's, like, the entire point. That's why in Apocalypse, they don't say YHVH, they just make a noise. Because they don't know what it is either.
As for if it were an acronym, your hand visits heaven.
But it doesn't if you masturbate. What elements do you want SMD5 to take from Persona 5? I don't know, like, a lot of the, like, little gameplay improvements are nice. Like, yeah, take that. Take like, all the good gameplay mechanics. Changes. Take the gun mechanics. This is a gay question. How cute do you think Flare Guy is? How cute does Flare think you are? Have I ever even seen a picture of you? Nope.
Going
I don't know.
Straight off of my voice, my cute little voice.
Yeah, I know Flare's like a tiny guy, just like me. Like, we're both pretty small little dudes. So I'll probably give him, for the voice alone, I'll give him about an 8. But I'm not gay.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Me too.
Oh, thank you. What's your opinion of the seemingly meaningless exclusivity of mainline Persona to Nintendo and Sony respectively? Do you care?
It's alright, it's seemingly meaningless exclusivity, and it's seemingly exclusivity.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't get freaked out about it. I don't really
I'm gonna
care.
get
I'll just play it on the thing.
Point.
Yeah, I was gonna get one anyway. My girlfriend has a Switch, whatever, I'll just steal hers. Yeah. So I don't really care.
What RPGs would be improved by adding press turn combat? Final Fantasy X could be cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, that's of the Final Fantasies, I feel that's the one that could best get press turns. Let's see. Rance 10 is looking like it has press turns, and that has my fucking hyper weapon fully charged. Besides that, I can't really think of any.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it's weird to try to think to reintegrate such a different system.
Jojo 7th stand user.
Yeah, that might be neat. You got like a Jojo RPG.
Yeah.
With like press turn shit. That'd be really cool.
Best Sonic the Hedgehog track? Your next line is going to be supporting me. BioLizard theme.
Oh, supporting me is really good. I gotta give it to Live and Learn, though.
That's also a BioLizard theme.
You're right! Oh, the BioLizard wins again.
I gotta give
so
it
Live and Learn.
To What I'm Made Of from Sonic Heroes. So.
That's a really good one.
Most of the tracks from Sonic are.
Those are some pretty good songs in that game. What future crossovers would you want to see with Shin Megami Tensei? I don't know if I trust Atlas.
I want to see Shin Megami Tensei. When are we getting that game?
Yeah, I think Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd make something like that, but, you know.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions cross Love Live.
Oh, dude, that'd be slight
improvement.
How's life? How's life, Flair?
You know, hard. Am I living hard or hard? You know?
How's life? It's been different. I've started classes again. I recently quit my job, which I fucking hated and complained about for a very long time. So, you know, shit's changing around here, but overall it's pretty good. Fighters came out.
Fighters is good. I like fighting.
Yeah, I like conflict.
Conflict gives us strength.
It does. We grow stronger by beating each other up.
Yeah.
Where do you think the new BlazBlue will fit into the Persona 4 timeline? I assume he means cross-tag battle? It won't.
What I wanted from Cross Tag Battle was for the storyline to be just some schlocky bullshit, and for it to be formatted like Fighter's story, or like Budokai 2's story, where you get like a board for each game. And then when you got the DLC characters in there, they'd get their board. So you get like a Dragon Ball Extreme Butoden board, a Fist of the North Star board, a Double Dragon board, a Sailor Moon board, everything. It'd be great. And
does Cross Tag Battle even have a story mode?
We don't know, and that's concerning to me.
Yeah.
Like, wow, you gave us half a roster with like only 4 characters using any new graphics and no story. Why does this game exist?
How's about this idea? I'm gonna be working for fucking Arxis. It comes with one story mode, like the BlazBlue story mode, and for each like series you have to buy their story mode as DLC.
Oh god. And I had to pay like $60 to talk to Naoto again? Oh man.
Oh man.
Man!
Oh man. What other genres would SMT's lore and demons work in? I've always liked the idea of them doing like another action game, kind of like Raido, but more fleshed out, I guess. I think that would be cool.
I almost read series would SMT's lore and demons work in, and I was about to say Digimon, but then I reread the question. Give me a fucking, like, Princess Maker type game, but you're Dogda making a God Slayer. God Slayer trainer.
You're no good at fucking acrobatics. You'll never beat God this way.
EMTDIM Emit Dim asks, did your channel have one video that you consider to be your breakthrough video? Or has your success been steady progress the whole way through 10,000? I think it's a bit of both. I feel Persona 5 Mom's getting thrown into people's recommended box somehow, which is a mistake.
Right.
Led to some growth. Some shameful growth.
Like, Persona 5 as a whole was great for our numbers. At least for me, YouTube is very kind of up and down. Like, sometimes I'll just have, like, these amazing growth periods where videos will just get amazing views and we'll get a lot of subscribers. And then things will kind of mellow out. As for, like, a breakthrough video, there's been a couple of those that are, like, really, really exploded our growth. The SMT Starter Guide was a good one. Persona 5 Moms was good for getting us out there, even if I feel like it's given us a bad reputation. Yeah, I think those two are some of the biggest ones. Okay.
Mikaku Bear asks, here's my top 50 answer that's oh so original. Out of all the streams you guys did in 2017, which ones were your personal favorites? Dog, I like the fucking Sengoku Rants streams because he was playing Sengoku Rants.
Those are pretty good. I gotta give it to Life is Strange. I was not expecting to enjoy those streams as much as I did. That was such great schlock.
Sonic Forces, the entire game was an interesting one.
Yeah, I was not expecting that to be such a short game.
Yeah. Like, I was expecting this to be, here's Sonic Forces Part 1, and we'll do Part 2 another.
Yeah.
But then, no, we just finished it right then and there.
That's right, we did episode Shadow with it. Oh, shit.
By the way, the Supersonic DLC came out, and it's also nothing.
Oh, nice.
Your character
I
doesn't
love how
get...
Supersonic is DLC.
Your character doesn't get to go super.
Oh, of course not.
Iron Smug asks,
Iron Smug!
I know your feelings and thoughts about this, but I would like you to elaborate. What do you think about those crazy madmen and madwomen who use Persona 4 to pursue their LGBTQ-dying agendas? With all the kanji and Naoto stuff. Does it annoy you, or do you just not give a single I'm really bad at clickbait questions, so this one isn't going to end up between the 50, but who cares?
That's where you're wrong! Okay, those people drive me mental.
They do.
Because a lot of the time, they've never played... I can tell they've never played Persona 4.
Yeah, they just didn't get the idea.
Yeah, like, they have a horrific misunderstanding of Kanji's character, and especially Naoto's character, I find they completely miss the point.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like, they constantly ask for, oh, we need more gay characters, we need this, more representation, and then when they finally get it, in, you know, a pretty mature, well-handled kind of way, they're not happy.
You know what's absolutely sad about the people who misinterpret a character's, like, gender/sexuality issues?
Huh.
The worst victim of this is Chihiro Fujisaki from Danganronpa. Because he wanted to be a man. He wanted to improve himself. And now he's dead, and all people will remember him as trans character.
Right.
That is a miserable existence.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those things where they always complain, oh, trans this, trans that. But then when it's actually tackled in kind of like a mature, like, let's actually think about this way, oh no, that's offensive. Don't actually think about it. So I don't like those people. They're very irritating and they're very, like, communistic in their approach to shit. Dynamo Shock. Are you guys ever going to do videos on the super weird S&T games nobody cares about, like Jack Brothers, Devil Children, Majin Tensei, if you want to go even further beyond Last Bible and Makken X? Ed and I have talked about the idea of doing a Makken X video, it's just a matter of, like, playing it and seeing if it would make for a good video. But for the majority of that stuff, the biggest problem is, like, the language barrier. Like, I can't make a video about something that the language I don't speak, you know?
Tyson Xavier asks, what's a goal you would like to accomplish in life, but know that it is unreasonable / near impossible? Keeping this internet connection up?
Yeah, this is some hot behind-the-scenes information. Making this video has been a fucking train wreck, and it's actually giving me a headache, because, like, the cable company that supplies me with the shitty internet keeps going down, and it's really infuriating.
Yeah.
Like, this is take 3, I think, of trying to answer questions.
Yeah.
What's something I would like to accomplish in life? I don't know, I don't really have, like, any grand aspirations for my life.
There is the plan for a 2007 style review that we really want to make.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
But things like costumes and, like, camera work, it's going to take a lot of effort to get that right.
Yeah, or we could just, like, be cheap about it. Just fucking, like, do it shitty.
Listen, if it's not at least in the same amount of quality as AVGN versus Bugs Bunny or AVGN versus Satan, then we're fucking up. Yeah. We're not doing 2007 justice.
Yeah. God, I miss 2007. Can you believe 2007 was 20 years ago?
I cannot believe that. Zachman02 asks, if the next Persona game suddenly changed genres, what would you be interested in seeing?
I don't know, like, with S&T, I definitely want, like, an action game sort of thing. I don't know if that would necessarily translate as well for Persona.
I think it would translate better.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's just Nero gameplay from Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. And what type of content do you see yourself doing or want to do in the future? I don't know. I never really, like, plan out shit. We kind of just do it when, inspiration strikes us.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd like to do more streams. Like, every time I fucking say I'd like to do more streams, and then we stick to the same amount.
Yeah.
But
Though, then again, streams are just an impulse thing.
yeah, like we
So-
never plan out streams. We don't want to commit to any sort of schedule because we know we'll just break it.
Yeah.
But
There's a stream I want to do, which is an Artificial Academy 2 stream series.
mhm.
But I'm not entirely sure when that's going to happen. I have a little game plan for it. But it may just stick to the Discord only. Darnell H-G asks, is there content posts to make me fall asleep?
I think you meant supposed to. I mean, if that's the effects it's having on you, then good. Like, I've always designed the channel to kind of be enjoyed, like, audibly more than visibly. Because that's the kind of videos that I like, is shit you can just put on in the background and listen to. And what is your opinion on the SMT/Persona YouTube community?
Oh, us and Johnny Awesome?
Yeah. Like, Johnny Awesome does more than just Megami Tensei stuff, but I don't know, like, if there really is one, they sure as hell don't talk to me. I feel like we're very kind of scattered, and I really don't know.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like, I really don't talk to any of those sorts of guys. Like, if they want to make videos, whatever, to have them come at me or something. I don't really have any people that I have particular problems with, and then there's also, like, I don't really have anybody that I'm like, oh yeah, love this guy, go watch them.
Fei Ling 1 asks, what exactly has the phenomenon Persona 5 to your channel in terms of subscribers?
It's a weirdly worded question. I think he meant to switch those around. It's been very good. It's been very, very good for our views and our subscriber count.
And even better for our, like, brainstorming ideas.
Yeah, it's much easier to, like, just come up with ideas for, like, Persona 5, which was brand new and had, like, all these new characters we can talk about, and different shit that it, like, did right and shit that it did wrong. So, yeah, we can keep on talking about that for another good while.
Yeah. By the time we're out of things to talk about with that, I'm sure we'll have, like, a Shin Megami Tensei 5 to bring up.
Right. And there's always, like, spin-off shit.
Yeah. Everlasting CC asks, what are your thoughts on the Phantom Thieves' plan in the second half to outsmart Akechi? Would you change it? And if so, how would you rewrite it?
I think it was a great plan. I didn't see anything, like, wrong with it. Like,
Yeah.
writing-wise, it's very clever, because the game kind of gives the assumption that you had the intelligence to figure out that Goro is scummy, and then it goes and rewards you for being a functional human being with this good payoff of, like, we tricked this motherfucker so good.
Yeah. Like, we knew how scummy he was all along.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do anything to change it.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, the shit about how, like, it retroactively tells you that Morgana knew that Goro was funky is, like, paced kind of weirdly, but there's not really any other way to do that, I guess.
Mhm.
So I guess I'm fine with it the way it is.
2. If you could make your own Persona game, what would it be about? What themes, story elements, types of characters, etc. would you put in it?
Definitely, like, a college setting. I like the idea a lot of, like, not really quite adults. Like, I don't want them to be as old as, like, the people in Catherine, but I like the idea of them being, like, college.
Counterpoint, what do you know about Japanese college?
That's right. You know what? Japanese college is probably lame as shit.
Yeah.
Like, for all we know, like, Japanese high school is not the
Like-
illustrious, amazing, fun thing that anime and shit portrays it as being.
So, Japanese college must be even lamer.
Yeah. Well, how's about, like, less college and more just kind of, like, young adult?
I feel we could make that work.
Yeah, like, you're
But here's the
either
thing.
out of college or you're, like, in college and also trying to get into the workforce kind of shit.
But here's the thing. Part of what makes Persona so easy to have, like, a set of characters around you is when you're in a high school setting.
Yeah,
You're going
exactly.
to have this cast of characters just assigned around you.
Right.
I'm going to say keep the high school setting, as controversial as that is.
Like, it's not controversial. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, change it, I hate it. Like, I do like the high school setting, but it's like, there's so much high school stuff in, like, Japanese works of fiction.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd like to, like, change it up just a bit.
It's like, no one really has a problem with it, but everyone wants it gone.
Yeah, it's kind of just the status quo.
Yeah.
You know?
I would like it to not be in, like, the current year, if that makes any sense.
So either, like, go back in time, or what?
Yeah, go back in time. Like, not to, like, the fucking Sengoku period. I'm not going that far.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, make something in the same generation as Persona 3 or 4, or the same generation as Persona 1.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like the idea of like, a 90s, like, Persona 3, 4, 5 style kind of game. I think that would be cool.
Like, not just remaking Persona 1, but making something with a similar setting and tone.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Types of characters?
I don't know. I've never been good at, like, coming up with characters, but I will say... Yeah, go ahead.
I want a character who starts off seemingly as a reference to Futaba in this, like, 90s style Persona game. They start off seeming like a reference to Futaba, but then you realize, wait, hacking isn't that big of a... Computers aren't that big of a thing in this time period.
Yeah.
And then they're just sort of like some dork with like a fucking power glove who saw the fucking Matrix or something. They watched Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like a lot about Soul Hackers, which I've been playing through, is that, like, 90s computer kind of vibe going on. Like, I get the same shit from Ghost in the Shell and Serial Experiments Lane. I really like that, like, 90s, like, now computers are really commercially available kind of, like, tone to it. I think that stuff's really cool.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
If you could speak Japanese, would you want to interview someone at Atlas? No, I want to read a lot of porn.
Like, I don't know, I would get nervous. I would get freaked out doing that. Like, I would love to talk to people that work at Atlas, but, like, ugh, that's spooky. That's like meeting your fucking idols.
But then we'd talk to him, and he would just say
Speak
in a very...
Japanese.
No, he'd say in like a very tired voice, and then his translator would say he thought it looked cool.
I'll never forget Johnny Awesome's fucking Sojima impression. It's so good. But yeah, I don't know if we answered the question at all, but yeah, that's our answer.
All right. Music Walls 5728 asks, I know you guys once streamed Nocturne, but would you guys ever do a Let's Play or live stream of older SMT games from the PS2 or SNES era?
Live stream? Probably not. I think I've kind of learned my lesson about trying to stream, like, Shin Megami Tensei games, like Nocturne and such.
Anything that requires, like, actual concentration during the random encounters.
Yeah, because, like, I'll be the first to admit, I do not have a very good, like, multitasking ability. I'm the type of guy who, like, I can stream something, but my focus is always going to be on the chat, right?
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I don't stream things to, like, show all these people the game I'm playing. I'm doing it to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with a game like Nocturne, where you really have to pay attention and, like, grind and really kind of micromanage, it just doesn't work. And a lot of other SMT games are the same way. Mm-hmm. But that's why I'm thinking that Persona 3, like, Persona games might be better, because they're more like, yeah, I can just fucking diddle around and look at the chat sorts of games.
We have it half, like, proven that we can do it with the Rant stream, which has a similar format to the Persona series, or at least the modern one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the Digital Devil Saga duology should get an HD remake? If so, should the two games be combined into one?
No, a lot of people seem to like the idea of, like, HD remakes of shit. I think Digital Devil Saga is fine as it is. What I would like is, like, a PS2 era, like, HD collection of various different Shin Megami Tensei games. Like, you bundle in fucking Digital Devil Saga, both of them, and Nocturne, and both Raito games, and you sell that would make some money.
Yeah. Just, like, get in the right aspect ratio, and you're...
just touch them up a little bit.
Yeah, you don't need to update the models or anything. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
The next questions are for Flare Guy, since he's the Rant's expert. Ooh!
Ooh, senpai!
I want to get into the Rant series. Are all the games in the series available in English, either officially or fan translated? I'm sorry to say, but only the series up until Sengoku are translated. Yeah. And in a roundabout sense, they retroactively became official translations. Mm-hmm. Except for Sengoku Rances, which is a fan translation.
Yeah.
Rants 1 through Rants 1 through 4 are really archaic, and they do have remakes, but the remakes are not yet translated. There's a chance that we may get them officially translated in the future, and I would wait until then, because as I go into the next question here, while there is an overarching story, you can start from any point in the series, and it will stand on its own.
Yeah, like, I started with Sengoku Rants, which is the 7th one.
And it really quickly gets you acquainted with the world, its characters, and its rules. The only thing that may need explaining is Rance's Sword Chaos. That's one of the few things in the world that can harm a demon. And that's the only rule you might need explained. Besides maybe level caps. I should do a Rance lore video at some point.
A Rance lore video would be hella, because Rance lore is actually really interesting.
Yeah. How much do you guys predict SNT 5 will sell, now that Persona 5 has more or less broken the franchise into mainstream? Do you think SNT 5 will sell more than previous numbered games because of its association with Persona 5? Or will it sell just as much as the SNT 4 duology did?
It's hard to say. Like, the Switch is doing very well.
Yeah.
And naturally, just on a console that sells well, it's probably going to sell a pretty decent chunk of games.
Yeah.
Like, Japan in particular is loving the Switch, so I'd imagine they're going to get really good numbers for SNT 5, like, over there. Over here, I'm not as sure.
Yeah. It's not going to be, like, they dropped calling everything Megami Tensei, Shin Megami Tensei blank.
Yeah, I think they stopped doing that with Persona 4 Golden.
I don't think you're going to have the brand association between Persona 5 and Shin Megami Tensei 5, sadly.
Yeah, I think that's kind of up to Nintendo to do a good job of kind of marketing it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. Don't expect it to be a smash hit, but also don't listen to the people that are like, this is going to be a flop, and Atlus is going to cancel Shin Megami Tensei and just make Persona. Like, dog.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those people are lunatics.
Anthony Sainz asks, do you feel bad for being too weebish around other who aren't weebs or have been called R as a weeb? No. Like, we are capable of concealing our power levels around people who wouldn't care.
Yeah, like, don't go out of your, like I was telling the other guy earlier, is to conceal your power level, don't, like, make it known that you're a huge dork.
Unless they're, like, really your friend and would, like, be cool with that shit.
Yeah, like, I don't talk to anybody, like, in real life. Like, I don't go out of my way to make conversation with my classmates or whatever, so they don't know my secret. But, yeah, I don't know. I've never really gotten made fun of for it, other than in, like a playful kind of way, like, you fucking weeb, you know.
Yeah. Nintendo Switch, your opinion, is it bad, good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing? Because I'm definitely going to get SNT 5 for my Switch. Oh, nice job shilling, Reggie.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a Switch at some point. I don't have it yet. I haven't had my hands on it.
I've played with my girlfriend's Switch. I like the way it feels a lot. The screen is really nice. I think it's cool. Being able to take it with you on the go is fucking ingenious. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. I was expecting it to be more of like a gimmicky sort of thing, and it like kinda is, but there's like a substance to it too. The only thing I'm kinda worried about is that like the thing's really not that powerful, and I'm not like one of those graphic whores that are like, it's doomed because it's not as strong as a PC. But it could use that extra little bit of power, but it's kind of too late to complain about that now.
Attach Tiger Electronics to it.
Yeah.
Give it an extra quarter bit. I am a bit nervous about buying any Nintendo console after buying the Wii U, which angers me every time I look at it and I look at my game is for it.
Like, I think you're safe with the Switch. Like, the Switch is already a success. The thing that, like, fucked up the Wii U was that it had such an awful start because of the bad marketing and, like, no third-party developers.
Oh no, it had third-party support at first.
Yeah, well, at first,
but
then...
It was just a lot of ports.
Yeah.
Zion Hunter asks, are you guys going to watch the Persona 5 anime that will be airing soon? Also, what's your thoughts on Persona 4 animation / Golden and the Persona 3 movies? Yeah, I'm going to be watching the Persona 5 anime.
I'm going to be watching. I'm probably going to do, like reviews of it. I don't know if I'm gonna do every episode, but I'll definitely do a review of at least the first episode.
Dude.
What?
Weekly Persona 5 anime reviews styled like Moscow X's.
Dude, that would be pretty good.
That is easy content right there.
Oh, you better believe it. That's some views, dog. Thoughts on Persona 4 animation / Golden? Persona 4 animation's okay.
Persona 4 animation's okay. Persona 4, the Golden animation, is interesting. It was really fun to watch that with Fither.
Yeah, it's like horrifically not good, but it's very entertaining to watch with a friend. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, if you watch it on your own, you're probably just going to be frustrated. But if you watch it with somebody else, then it becomes fun.
The Adachi episode has one of the single most painful scenes in anime.
Yes, like, it's really bad.
I did not watch the Persona 3 movies.
I've seen them. They're okay. They have, like, kind of weird pacing issues. Like, sometimes they go way too quick, and sometimes they're way too slow. I think they're alright. Like, they're no substitute for the game.
Yeah.
But I'm not really crazy about them.
I'm not sure if I can watch it without Vic Lasagna voicing Junpei. Cat King Production asks, Love Live versus Idol Masters. Yo, is that the new fighter?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think that Love Live has better music, characters, art style.
It's got a better anime, too.
Yeah. Has a better mobile game. Let's see. It has better cross-promotion with Sega.
Right.
I like Love Live. I haven't gotten around to Sunshine yet because I wanted to binge it. And now I find out that there's going to be a movie, so now I need to just wait for that to hit, and then I'm gonna just all in a row like I did with Love Live.
I used to be on Team Idolmaster, more just because I never really interacted with Love Live. Like, to me, the way I saw it was the Love Live characters would be, like, really dull and, like, kind of one note. And then I watched the anime because Flair kept bugging me about it, and it was actually really good. Like, it's genuinely a good story with pretty good characters.
It doesn't focus too much on the... Like, it focuses on the idol aspect, of course, but, like, it doesn't focus on them being idols so much as it is them becoming idols.
Yeah, which is interesting. Like, the Idolmaster anime is, like, kind of shitty. Like, it's fine. The Love Live anime is actually, like, a good show.
Yeah.
And I just like a lot of the Love Live songs more, and I like a lot of the characters more. Like, I know the names of all the Love Lives. I don't know the names of about over half of the Idolmasters.
Kradorsky asks, do you think Goro Akechi would have been better if he was played like a standard SMT law alignment character?
Yeah. Like, I kind of like the whole, like, kind of Death Note-esque thing they had going where it's like, you know, the Phantom Thieves are doing something that's morally kind of gray, but is objectively a pretty good thing for society. And then Goro's on the other end being like, no, this is fucked, don't do this.
Yeah.
So I think that would have been interesting, but then they go and completely flip him around and fuck him and make him, like, a nonsensical mess.
Yeah. I wish they just kept Goro's, like, original motivation. Then they wouldn't need to give him a redemption arc.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would have his own point of view, and when the Phantom Thieves thing ends, he would just, like, he could work with them against, like, a god threat if they kept him normal. But then they made him a nonsense character.
Right, and they fucked him.
Yeah.
Have you ever played The World Ends With You, and if so, what are your thoughts on it? That's one of those games that I've, like, heard about for 10 years, and people are always like, go play it, it's really good, and I've just never gotten around to it.
It's a bit difficult to emulate, and it's sure as hell hard to find a copy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can get a copy on the Switch when I get a Switch.
That's right, that thing's coming to the Switch. Damn, Switch, you crazy.
What would your ideal SMT Cross-Fire Emblem game look like, especially in terms of world and atmosphere, more so than gameplay? Tone similar to Shin Megami Tensei 4, as well as world.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like, it's really not a complicated setup. Just have some, like, fucking, the worlds are merging sort of shit.
I want to say, instead of that, worlds were always merged, but it's like a similar deal to SMT4 where, like, Fire Emblem was just this sky kingdom.
That's fucking interesting.
Like, they just go down. and Shin Megami Tensei is happening down there.
I like it. But yeah, I think like a pretty dark kind of atmosphere, not like edgy necessarily, but like shit feels grim, you know. That would be
Something like the GameCube and Wii Fire Emblems with Ike. That's a good tone to strike. Characters. I know that you didn't ask for that, but Nintendo has this really bad habit of doing this with Fire Emblem games. Don't nobody actually cares about the cast of Shadow Dragon outside of Marth. No one. None of those characters have any interesting traits or moments. They don't have a story to them. Like, they only really care about Marth because he was in Smash Bros.
Yeah. HH, has hitting this huge milestone done anything to your ego, or do you still feel the same? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this matter.
I'm just your co-host. I don't feel too different. Like, what makes me feel like I've done something is when, like, I look at the Q&A video and I see someone asking about rants. That makes me happy.
Has it done anything to your ego? I can't really tell. Like, I think I'm more confident as a person.
Yeah.
I find I'm also a lot more argumentative. Like, I'm a lot more willing to get into an argument with somebody.
Same.
Yeah. I think that's mostly just because of comments, like arguing with stupid assholes in the comments.
It helps me, like, feel like I'm doing something as I'm currently in NEET.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it almost gives me a sense of superiority. Like, it's kind of like how some homeless guy, like, push you or whatever, and you'll be like, fuck you, nigga, I make $100,000 a year. I'm kind of the same way. Like, somebody tries to fuck with me, I'm like, fuck you, nigga, I got 10,000 subscribers.
What's your favorite JoJo part?
Oh.
I like Stone Ocean.
Yeah, it's either part 4 or 7. That's like the great question that I'm always racking in my head. I'll say 4, but I love 7. 7 is very, very good.
I like 4 and 6 most.
Why Bedman? I've kind of answered this before, but I love answering this question. I think Bedman just kind of hits all those nails for, like, characters and character design for me. He's purple. He's got, like, a cool robot. He has, like, sleep-related powers. Like, I've always just kind of had this weird fascination with sleep. Mostly because I can never fall asleep when I want to. And I just find dreams really fascinating. And he's just got so many cool little things about him. Like, he fights using deja vu, which I think is a really cool phenomenon. And I just like his character a lot. He's such a pompous asshole.
I miss those early Fither videos where you would just talk about, like, some weird phenomenon or, like, mind thing.
Yeah, I should do more of those. I really enjoy making those.
Somnus Nocturne asks, which one do you like more, Devil Survivor 1 or Devil Survivor 2? This is more aimed towards Feather than me.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up. Like, people give Devil Survivor 2 a lot of shit. I really enjoy that game a lot. I like them for different reasons. Like, for one, it's more kind of the tone and the characters, and for two, it's kind of just for how fun and wacky it is, even though the whole world is getting destroyed. I don't know, it really is a coin flip sort of a deal for me. I'll say 1, but I like 2 a lot. 2 is a very close second.
2, least favorite SMT games. Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Does that even count?
I mean, people try to claim it counts, so it counts.
Like, probably the one that I'm the least crazy about, that, like, I never got the secret sauce out of goodness, is, like, SMT4. I think it's a good game, but it just never, like, struck a nerve with me of, like, wow, this is really something I'm enjoying a lot. Like, I ended up getting kind of frustrated with it.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Before. I really enjoyed Apocalypse, though.
Yeah, I love Apocalypse. Like, Apocalypse is great.
What was your very first SMT game? This is one that we've answered plenty of times before. Yeah. I have an interesting story here.
Yeah, go ahead and tell it.
My grandma wanted... Alright, I wanted a Pokemon game for either my birthday or Christmas, but my grandma thought it was satanic because it promoted evolution. So instead she got me fucking Demi Kids.
What a better solution.
Yeah. Nothing satanic is happening there. I don't remember if it was light or dark version. I want to say it was dark version, though, which is even more funny, because that's
Yeah.
the chaos version.
Amazing.
Like, literally the most satanic it could get.
Like, first Shin Megami Tensei was Nocturne, but my first, like, Megami Tensei was Persona 3.
How did both of you meet? Lore answer, Fither stole my fucking labyrinth tank.
Yeah.
Realistic answer, we met on the Persona General Discord server.
No, it wasn't a Discord, it was a Steam group.
Yeah, Steam group.
Yeah.
I forget Steam groups exist.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think that there's a possibility of an SMT1 or SMT2 remake happening for the Switch?
It's always a possibility. I don't know if that's necessarily something that they would want to do.
I think they're more interested in, like, the last generation or
Yeah,
two
like the
generations
5 and
ago.
10 years ago kind of crowd.
Yeah. Like, that's what they're pandering to right now.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, that's alright. Like, I would love an SMT 1 and 2 remake. Don't really see it happening.
D-Soul A3 asks, Devilman for SMT6? Yes or no? I'm fine with it.
I don't know anything about Devilman, really. I know there's a lot of hype surrounding Devilman because of Crybaby. Yeah, that might be cool.
I'm down for more SMT, just getting weird crossover stuff.
Yeah.
Also, what other anime or video games you plan on talking about? I ask because this isn't an SMT-based channel anymore, at least not fully. I'm okay with that. It never was an SMT fully channel.
Yeah, it's like Megami Tensei is kind of the core of it, but we honestly just kind of do whatever we feel like.
Yeah. Looking at things, the only non-Megami Tensei things that really get put out are, like, impulse things like streams or the 5th Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, I love 5th Pokemon. He's my favorite character I've ever come up with.
Fither having characters is funny to me. Really just depends on what games catch our eye. Like, both of our eyes.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing that you gotta figure out is how well would this mesh with the audience? And, like...
And then you make 5th Pokemon videos.
And then you make 5th Pokemon.
Mr. Miss the One asks, do you have any big plans for 2018 besides these upcoming videos? I look forward to any content or live streams you guys make.
Thank you.
Besides upcoming videos? Like, New Year's resolution, start lifting?
Big plans for 2018. Well, I quit my job already. So that, I quit my job, you're looking for one. We both need employment.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know, I'm probably gonna try to, like, get some, like, tech certifications and shit. Yeah. In terms of YouTube, I don't know, we're probably just gonna keep on doing the same old shit.
Yeah, maybe there'll be another interview, probably not.
Yeah, don't give people hope.
Elemental Gamer. Hey Fither, I got a pretty good question for you.
If you say so.
If you could do anything to do so, how would you improve upon Persona Q?
My two biggest problems with Persona Q is the character writing and the dungeon designs. Like, Persona Q relies way too heavily on FOEs.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really irritating, because a lot of the time I just get fucked in these situations where I'm just, like, trying to figure out the way a fucking FOE moves, and it's not very fun. And the character writing makes it so that, like, any sort of levity I would have from, like, the difficulty of the dungeons is just made worse by these fuckers talking and being irritating.
I call it Project Cross Zone Syndrome, where just because they have characters, they feel they always need to be interacting.
Yeah.
Like, if a character isn't used in a scene, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think that this could be resolved by just limiting the amount of characters in a cutscene a bit. This would make it so that way characters don't need to speak up for the sake of being heard and basically only saying a catchphrase. And it could lead to interactions being more focused, so that way you actually feel like you're getting fan service between these specific characters.
Yeah, like, that was the whole reason why anybody ever wanted, like, a Persona 3 and 4, like, crossover RPG thing, is to just hear the two talk. Like, and then it happened, and it was like, oh my god, don't ever speak again.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying, like, have them be super amazingly fleshed out, but don't caricaturize them to such an extent. Like, if that's the joke, then it's not very funny. It's very irritating, actually.
I'm dreading... If they continue to have everyone speak in every cutscene, I'm dreading Persona Q2 for what they're going to do to the Persona 5 cast.
Oh god, yeah.
Danny17245, what's that, your social security number?
Yeah.
Love your channel so much. My question for today is, after you're done with the Confidant series, will you do an S-Link series for Persona 3 and 4? If so, which one would you do first?
That's not really in the cards, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see the point in doing that, necessarily. Like, those games are 10 years old at this point.
Yeah.
Like, the whole reason we're doing it for Persona 5 is because that's fresh. Like, that's the shit that's on our mind that we have stuff to say. Like, we've been experiencing and talking about the same social links from Persona 3 and 4 for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody's been through them, everybody's talked about them to death, they know what happens in them.
I do think that a video on the Moon social link from Persona 3 there's material to be had there.
Yeah, like how not to do a social link.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But besides that, I can't really see much going on for social links. Son of Osiris asks, do you own a pack of tarot cards in real life? Out of the various mythologies, demons/personas take influence from, which is your favorite? Greco-Roman, Egyptian, Norse, etc.
Do you own a pack of tarot cards? I have the, like, Persona Q and Persona 4 Arena tarot cards, but those aren't really, like, real tarot cards.
It doesn't come with the Minor Arcana. I was kind of hoping they would include that with Persona 5, but I got my hopes up too much. If they released the Minor Arcana, that would be hella.
Mm-hmm.
But really, tarot cards outside of the Major Arcana, you can just use any old playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
They translate one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
I like the urban legend types, like Western stuff, like Turbo Granny.
Mm-hmm. My favorite theming they ever went with was the Persona 5 theme of, like, historical thieves. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then they went and turned them into, like, trickster gods, which is kind of neat, but I'm not really super in love with a lot of their designs. Like, they're good designs, but I feel like the first stage Personas were better. Other than that, I don't know. I've never really had a mythology that I'm, like, super crazy in love with. A lot of the Greek stuff is really cool, though.
Mysterious Card Lister asks, can you talk about the Persona timeline in a video?
No, because here's the Persona timeline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No. It's 1, 2, and then it moves down to Eternal Punishment, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's simple, alright? And then we can just follow the logical progression of, like, the fucking spin-offs.
Yeah. Like, it's
trying to... Shin Megami Tensei is the problem. Like, Persona is very consistent about when shit takes place and what happens after. Shin Megami Tensei doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's a big catastrophe to try to figure out.
Scolopendra asks, do you think the difficulty will be toned down for SMT5 since the Switch got a large player base? SMT4 and Apocalypse had a handheld with a large player base, and the difficulty didn't seem to be down that much.
Yeah, like, SMT, like, hardasses kind of have this, like, this fear that, oh, they're gonna casualize it, they're gonna turn into Persona, and it won't be hard anymore. I actually want to do a video about, like, when SMT kind of got a reputation for being hard, because that's a lot of what SMT is known for, is, like, being very difficult. But, I don't know, I don't think that's, like, something that you have to worry about, and even if they do tone it down, there's always this thing called, like, difficulty options. Like, just set the game harder.
Yeah. And if you want to just, like, if that's still too easy, then maybe limit yourself.
Yeah, like do a challenge run.
Yeah. Devin Holmes asks, thank you for your time. Has there ever been an anime you regret watching? Example, for me, that was Sword Art. I thought it couldn't be that bad, and well, oh, that's a popular opinion right there.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. Anime I regret watching.
I don't watch things I don't think I'll
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Like, I've never really had a philosophy of, like, I went through this thing and now I regret it. Like, to me, now that knowledge and information is kind of integrated into my system, so it was in some way worth the time, right?
Yeah.
The one anime that I swear I thought I was gonna like and just ended up hating was Cashin Sins. Like, that show that show just bored
boring.
the fuck out of me. And not only was it boring, it was, like, infuriating, because a lot of, like, character interactions didn't make sense, and some shit is just not explained. Like, I don't know if I had to watch one of the previous Cashin or Kashan series to understand what the hell was happening. I was like, oh my god.
As for me, this is gonna be a bit weird. I regret watching Dragon Ball Super in Japanese because now there's a dub. Now I can't get Goku Black's superior voice out. And now I'm stuck with an issue of, alright, Dragon Ball games will never let me have everyone be in English except for Goku Black.
Yeah,
But
like one of the most ingenious things Street Fighter 4 ever had was like an individual character language option. So like if you liked English Guile but hated like English Chun-Li, you can just fucking do whatever.
Yeah. But I think Capcom has like the patent on that.
Oh, yeah, that might be right.
Pasta Hat asks if you could replace any of the Phantom Thieves with one of the other confidants, who would be kicked and who would be the replacement? Also, will there be more schlock?
Schlock. I've noticed people have this very weird fascination with, like, Persona 5, but one of the characters is switched with one of the confidants. And I've never really seen that sort of phenomenon with 3 and 4.
It's just the current generation. Like, I think I want to say Undertale made this super popular, but now there's like an entire genre of character swapping things.
Yeah.
It's mostly with Undertale, though. As for that question, I can't really say I would want to say goodbye to any of the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Like, Persona
either.
5 just has a really good cast. That said, if I could just add, like, Kawakami or Takemi or into the party without losing anyone, that'd be great.
That'd be neat. Like your teacher or your fucking doctor's one of the thieves with you.
I'd like Kawakami as a party member.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And will there be more schlock? Our schlock juices need to refill. We have like a schlock canister where the juice comes out from the schlock hive.
There is one piece of schlock we have, but I'm not sure if it's going to be used this year or next year or ever.
Yeah, we'll see. But like another schlock weekend probably this year, but we gotta build up more schlock juice.
Yeah. Sapphire Seer asks, do you think that if Atlas somehow wrote a male romance option that wasn't completely pandering, nor did affect the story, would most of you be pleased or no one?
I can already see this like Kotaku headline, right? Persona 6 lets you date a male character, but only one of them. Can't you just see that?
Yes.
Like
I can also see the opposite happening. Like they're on the great. Now I have to be a faggot.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things where, like the thing that I don't think people have kind of realized about like the whole "let me date everybody that's gay" thing is that that's not realistic. Most people in the world are not gay or bisexual.
Yeah.
Like that. Let's just assume right now that Persona 5, I can just date anybody. I can just date Ryuji or Yusuke or whatever. That creates this implication that every single one of them is bisexual, and that's just not logical. That's just not realistic.
Yeah.
Like, that's a different argument if, like, you have a female main character, but that's a whole nother set of problems that creates.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's one of those things where, I've always kind of lived by a philosophy of if you try to give somebody a hand, the next thing they'll be after is your entire arm. And people who are like, gimme gay, gimme gay, gimme gay, seem like those types of people. You give them one gay character, and the complaint will be, why is it only one, right?
Why is it this one?
Yeah, why is it this one? This one sucks. Or what they'll do is they'll say, this is offensive. this particular character, offensive. Like, I'm all for the idea of, like, gay characters, whatever. But it's gotta be natural. Like, them being gay or maybe gay just has to be kind of a part of their personality, and not, like, the thing that they're built around.
Yeah, I feel Alice could do a gay character without just making that their being.
Yeah, Kanji is a pretty good gay character. Like, Kanji's probably gay. We'll just assume he's gay. Like, he's a good character, but the moral of Kanji's whole story that people seem to forget is what he says after he beats his shadow, is that it doesn't matter if he likes men or women. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. He's still Kanji.
Yeah. Like equality, this is like some weird, deep philosophical, political kind of shit, but equality to me is not when everybody is really obsessed about it. Equality is when nobody cares. When nobody cares about how, oh, we need a gay character, we need this, we need a black character, we need a gay black character. Once nobody cares, then we've succeeded.
Darkspine Neos. Oh, that is a cool name.
That's a pretty good name. That guy's been subscribed for a while.
Real talk. When is the SMT timeline discussion with all the SMT boys?
I would have to go to all the different dimensions and find who these SMT boys are. But
the idea of you with a little Trunks time machine collecting SMT boys throughout the history. SMT boy from the GT timeline.
Yeah. Ancient Egyptian SMT fan. Got him. SMT timeline is a huge clusterfuck, like I was saying earlier. It's one of those things where I kind of want to make it, but I don't know, like... It's just such a nightmare to try to figure out. It's like kind of on the same level as that SMT power chart. But... Like, SMT was never really designed to be figured out. It's kind of like Zelda in that way, where they never intended on there being a timeline or assholes caring.
And then they had to make one.
And then they had to make one.
Balix Uwari asks, what is your favorite moment from the Persona series as a whole, and why? Shit.
I know my answer.
I wanted to hear yours first.
Okay. My favorite moment from all of Persona, I mentioned this scene a lot, is Akihiko's awakening. Because that was the first Persona awakening I experienced, and that kind of cemented Akihiko as my favorite character. And I guess that scene kind of, like, summarizes what Persona is about, is discovering your true self and, like, believing in yourself and the bonds that you make with people. Like, that scene is it. That's what it's about to me.
That is very... strong in answer.
Mm-hmm.
It makes my answer look fucking stupid.
Okay, what's your answer?
I like the Valentine's date with Naoto because I get to date Naoto.
That's also a good answer.
Who would you pick if you had to pit an SMT character versus a Persona character, and who would win? Oh, no. No! Pascal the dog versus Koromaru.
That's a pretty good fight.
Except it's Asahi.
If we're making them fight to the death, oh shit, this ain't right. Goro versus Steven. Good luck, Goro.
You could do it.
I believe in you. Turn him crazy. See if that works.
Give him a mental shutdown.
Yeah, shut down his brain.
What would you do if Yusuke was removed from Persona 5?
This is a weird question, because it's like... How the hell is that gonna work?
Is he removed from my subconscious?
Yeah, like, is he removed from my memory?
Is he removed from the game, like, fully, or is there, like, remnants of him?
Is this like a Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories sort of deal, or what's going on here?
I forgot Kairi. Where's Sayori's character data?
Where's the Sayori?
I guess keep on playing the game?
Yeah, like... If I don't know, then I don't care. But if I do know, then I'm gonna be pretty miffed, because he's like my favorite character from that.
If I do know, then I'm gonna be pretty confused. Like, wait, there was someone here.
Do I have like a bad case of Mandela effect? Like, what's going on? I remember there being this tall, lanky, weird artist guy.
Yeah.
Do you think you would like the SMT5?
I think I would like the SMT5.
I think I would like it. Like, I don't know yet. I haven't played the thing, but I don't know. It'll probably be good.
What do you think about BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle?
It's an amazing clusterfuck.
like it started off with like all the stars aligning. I thought I was going to be going in and getting Mugen with like all the sprites just being reused.
Yeah.
I went in thinking the DLC was going to be shit from Extreme Butoden and Fist of the North Star, and I left realizing the DLC is going to be Naoto Shirogane and Labris.
Yeah, like, cross-tag battle seems like one of those things that's, like, born of an idea that probably never should have been executed, at least not in the way it was. It's like, alright, we're gonna combine Blaze Blue and fucking Under Night and Persona 4 Arena, and for some reason Rooster Teeth called us and they want to put Ruby in there. Got it, let's do it. And we'll make half the cast DLC.
I can't believe we have Ru, but not B.
Yeah, they're missing half of the fucking Ruby. It's a Ru.
The Phantom Ruby.
The Phantom Ru.
What do you think Persona 6 will have or be like? I
I'm
think
not
it's going to be in high school, and I think
it's
you're
going to be in high
to
school. There's probably going to
big
be bonds made, some sort of big godly boss monster at the end.
a calendar.
Yeah, calendar days will exist.
Awakenings will happen. I'm thinking we're going to have a romance option with a likable character. Yeah, so look forward to that.
All right.
Do you think Rin from Catherine Fullbody is still trapped based on the trailer? I guess she's a trap.
I think so, but I think there's got to be something more to them. I think there's got to be some sort of other secret element on top. Like they're an angel or some nonsense.
A trap angel? What the fuck Kaoru bullshit is this? Luke Heminger asks, Fither, what's your favorite anime of all time?
I like how he asked me, but not you. My favorite anime is Gurren Lagann.
And I like Azumanga Daioh, but no one's asking me that.
Yeah, that's a very solid choice. That's like top 5 favorites for me.
Jazz of Justice asks, how did you get into Persona?
Mostly just from like seeing people argue about waifus, and I was like, yeah, let me get in on that, so I played Persona 3.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep.
What do you think of a Persona game with 2 protagonists having the 22 social links split between them? That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, he expands upon his statement. Similar to how some Fire Emblem games have dual protagonists. Do you think a Persona game like that would take the P3 route of having some of the party members have social links, or have all the possibly 12 party members have social links? This just seems like a very strange idea.
Yeah.
Like, at least to Femc's credit, like in Persona 3 Portable, that she still had the same number of social links.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, this 2 protagonist shit is a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work with the current system. Like, would you go through each day twice? Or choose who you follow that day?
Yeah, it's like each day you switch, because that would create some weird pacing kind of issues.
Yeah.
Just depending on what's going on, yeah. Like having one male protagonist and one female protagonist, I don't know, I think it's an interesting idea, but I don't know.
Kugan Siva Sakthi. Assuming I have paid attention, you said you lived in New Orleans. Do you ever plan on moving out of that state and relocating elsewhere in Louisiana if the opportunity presented itself?
Well, first of all, thank you for your concern for my safety. I like Louisiana, but I'd like to move more kind of up north, I guess, because where I'm at, like, the southern part gets fucked by hurricanes real bad. Like, I like New Orleans, but a little bit more to the north would be pretty good.
Grady asks, good to see you made it this far, my man.
Thanks,
what are
asshole.
Some tropes from SMT or video games in general which you love and hate? Like using your bonds, or I would have been just like the protagonist if I only had friends.
Bitch.
When is 5th Pokemon Coliseum?
Tropes from SMT or video games in general. One thing that I'll always sing Persona 5's praises for is it kind of did away with a lot of those, like, anime cliche, like, character interaction types of shit.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite scene in Persona 5 is when they're in Hawaii at the beach, and Ann comes out in her swimsuit, and Ryuji's like, oh, ho, ho! Like, in most other games, Ann would just, like, be like, ah, you pervert, or slap him or something. Instead, Ann just leans up to him and is like, yeah, you wanna fuck me, don't you? And, like, that's great. But yeah, that's how a human being acts.
Yeah.
So that sort of shit I don't like. I tend to not like a lot of the like, oh, silly boys, let's throw rocks at them sorts of things.
Yeah.
Like that sort of stuff I'm not a fan of.
Yeah. What about tropes that you like?
Tropes that I like? This isn't necessarily a trope, but maybe it is, but one of my favorite things is like when scientist types are working on some kind of experiment, and then some guy comes in and is like, but sir, we haven't tested it yet. And the guy goes, well, we're testing it now. And he activates it.
That's real. I really like that. I like characters that shout a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I like loud characters.
I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on them. Some of them are like super obnoxious. But
I also like boastful characters that are like really proud of themselves, whether they earned it or not.
Mm-hmm. Like Navarre from like SMT4.
Yeah, like Navarre, Gaston. When is 5th Pokemon Coliseum?
Grady has been wanting me to do a fucking video about Pokemon Coliseum for a very long time. Maybe I'll do it someday? I like Pokemon Coliseum a lot. Maybe we should bring back those Pokemon Coliseum randomized streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that. We're kind of like stuck midway between the game, but that's like better than nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe we'll do that again.
Sororoxis84 asks, oh, that's sex number. What would you say are the single most best aspects of each of the Persona games, and how well do you think they would mesh if they were put into the next Persona game? Each of the Persona games.
Yeah, well, that's not too many. That's like 5, maybe 6.
Alright, Persona 1's best aspect, localization. Persona 2's best aspect, demon negotiation. If it wasn't wasted on an awful fusion system, right, I would have loved it. Persona 3, all the social link mechanics were really good in that one. Mm-hmm. I liked how there were consequences for cheating. That's just something I feel makes sense.
Yeah.
It also made everything feel more real. Persona 4, best mechanic.
Well, not necessarily a mechanic, just kind of an aspect of it.
Naoto.
Yeah, put Naoto in the next game.
But let's see, soundtrack.
Yeah,
I want to stick with like gameplay things though.
Yeah.
But Persona 4 really doesn't separate itself too much from Persona 3 in terms of gameplay.
Like being able to tell your party what to do, like that's just kind of a common sense thing.
Yeah. You know what? If I'm allowed to say, take an aspect from Golden, I'd say having the ability to relearn skills as well as just generally do extra things with party members that aren't just social links. That was fun for me. And Persona 5, just the general pace of the game and the interactivity of the dungeons was really nice. There, I used only gameplay things except for Persona 1.
I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'll kind of go for more like aesthetic sort of shit. Persona 1, I think my favorite aspect of Persona 1 is kind of like the psychological, like Freudian psychology sort of shit going on. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty neat, and it's like a good basis to form the series around.
Yeah.
Persona 2 I haven't finished, so I can't really say. I like the way the party kind of interacts with each other. I think that's neat and a lot of fun.
I like when Eikichi and Lisa start calling each other names a lot, and the UI just changes.
Mm-hmm. Persona 3, shit. There's so much I like about Persona 3. I guess the themes of life and death, which is so cool. I would like for Persona 6 to have like a really compelling, cool theme. Persona 4... I don't know, it's kind of hard to like take an element from Persona 4 and be like, yeah, integrate this into the next thing. I like Inaba as a setting, but I don't know if they should necessarily do another like small town kind of setting. Do like a really different setting. Like, I like Tokyo a lot, but Tokyo gets kind of tiresome.
Take us to Morio.
Yeah, take us to Morio. And Persona 5, definitely, like, the aesthetics and how much work and effort they put into, like, just all the small little details about, like, the menus and the locales and, like, and all the, just the different shit, like the UI.
If I were to take another aspect from Persona 3 I would take? Plot-based awakenings.
Yes,
it just makes
absolutely.
so much sense.
Yeah.
It means you can have actual character development.
Right. Yeah, absolutely, do that.
Ray Wade asks, question, I'm new to the Persona series, started with 5. I almost read that as S.
Persona S.
And I want to get into P3 and 4. Maybe I'll play P1 and P2 eventually, I don't know. I know there are multiple versions of both, so which do you recommend for each?
For Persona 3, definitely Persona 3 FES.
Persona 4, I recommend playing Persona 4 Vanilla. Despite all the quality of life improvements of Golden, you will just get a better plot, a more concrete plot experience from Vanilla Persona 4 than you would from Golden.
And you won't have to deal with Marie.
Marie is the least of Persona 4 the Golden's problems.
Yeah, I know, but she's still, like...
The worst problem in... One of the things I hate the most about Persona 4 the Golden is they added a beach event. And that just seems so transparent about what it is.
Like, Persona 5 and Persona 3 both have that, but with Persona 4, it kind of takes it to a new level of why are we here? We're supposed to be in bumfuck Inaba.
Yeah. Like, one thing I thought was really nice about Persona 4 setting was when the swimsuit scene is near a fucking creek.
Yeah, it's like there's a shittiness to it. That's like kind of humble and fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that. And then when you just take it to a beach, I just feel like, really? We needed another swimsuit scene. And you didn't even wait for us to get fucking Naoto.
Wow, what a sin.
Yeah. I would have loved it if they had brought Naoto, like, even though she wasn't in the party. And she just had to, like, explain why she was in a full coat.
As for Persona 3, I think you should play FES. There's people that'll say, like, play Portable, and Portable definitely has its benefits, but I find a lot of the time people that are, like, very avid, like, Persona 3 Portable defenders are, like, scum.
Yeah. People who say the best part of Persona 3 Portable is the FemC. I mean, I guess that's technically where the most of it is.
Yeah.
I don't think FemC is enough of an addition to justify losing, like, animation.
Mm-hmm.
What Persona 3 Portable does is it expedites a lot of Persona 3. Like, not having to manually walk places just makes... It's a breeze.
Yeah, it makes it easier, but it kind of gets rid of that feeling of, like, actually living there, and it turns it into more a visual novel, which I'm not really crazy about.
GNF3452 asks, Hi! I really like listening to you. Question. Did you have a problem with Persona 1 and 2 because of how old those games are? Yes.
I don't know if it's necessarily like an age thing. I think it's more just kind of like a gameplay design sort of thing.
Yeah, because there are old games that play better. I just think that they purposely put in some clunky elements.
Yeah, like, there's just weird shit going on in Persona 1. Like, the combat is very slow, and, like, the thing with the fucking party members is so bizarre. Like, you can only pick one of, like, other party member other than the static 4. And there's, like, 3 or 4 options you can pick from. And people will say, like, oh, it's okay because it's old. My counter-argument is this thing called Final Fantasy VII came out, like, the same year.
Final Fantasy VI had 14 party members and you just switched out casually. And you collected them in the World of Ruin.
So I don't have a problem with how old they are.
Excuse me. Final Fantasy III came out.
In the West.
Yes.
Wait, no. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. I'm losing my mind. I thought you were talking about Doki Doki Panic. Anyways. Yeah, it's not a problem with how old they are. It's a problem with how they're kind of built, I guess.
Yeah. Had to take a breather there.
Yeah, I'll do this one for you. You've been doing a good job so far. Take a lunch. So, like, this is from Jai Senpai. So, like, I have this friend that I want to get onto the whole SMT thing, and I've been persuading him in this time. But when I actually have to think of a game to introduce him to the series, I'm kind of in a weird position, as, like, the cool ones I'd like to present him have some issues that could drive him away. Sector E and Strange Journey, the difficulty spike in Devil Survivor. So, like, is Persona and maybe Persona 5 the actual best way to introduce them easily into the series?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. Like, don't listen to these fucking tryhards that are like, well, you know, what you gotta get your friend to play is Shin Megami Tensei 1. Like, don't listen to those people. They're maniacs and they're assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce them to it either by, like, Persona 3 or Persona 5 or maybe Persona 4.
All that matters is you get them used to the concepts like fusion and demons and not being attached to your monsters.
Yeah, like, Nocturne is another good way to start. Digital Devil Saga is more kind of like a standard RPG because you have, like, static party members and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a good way.
You gotta train away those Pokemon mindsets.
Yeah.
With the Persona game.
Yeah, I don't know, just pick one and kind of tell them to have at it. Like, I think Persona 5 is a really good way to start because that's very kind of similar to SMT. They have a lot of, like, similar kind of themes going on and, like, they're actual demons.
On the same note, I got into the SMT thing through the Persona 4 anime, and hearing about some of the weird choices in it, I kind of wondered if Persona 4 actually works better as an animated series about a ripoff of Diamond is Unbreakable than a game with a story which is basically Diamond is Unbreakable, the game. That's stupid.
Yeah, like, I can see somebody being like, I got more enjoyment out of the Persona 4 anime, but I can't really see the argument of, like, it's a better way to experience the story, if that makes sense.
Which version of Persona 4 did you play? I mean, be honest.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like 99% of the time, something that was made as a game is going to be best as a game. Like, it's not going to translate very well to, like, a movie form.
What about Metal Gear Solid 4?
That worked better as a movie. But yeah, like, to me, the game will pretty much always come on top in terms of, like, what the thing should be experienced as. I like how he spelled waifu with an E. He's trying to be fancy. It's like, Rose.
More because she is an actual character, more like an actual person, and her deal kind of reflect the three main themes of the game, instead of being like sort of stereotype or an idol that doesn't want to be what she is. I felt Rise was a bit out of place in Persona 4 setting, but I got used to her.
I don't know, I think she kind of fits.
She fits halfway.
Yeah,
like,
she definitely has more of like a city girl type of vibe, which is probably the whole point.
She fits with the, like, TV aspect of it.
Yeah.
But she doesn't fit with the small town aspect of it.
Yeah, I like Tofu Rise a lot. That's why I like Rise when she's in her tofu getup, is because that feels like a person that would be in this shitty place.
Yeah. Unlike every other character who is miserable about where they are right now, Naoto is very, like, kind of happy to be where she is.
Yeah, she likes it.
Yeah. She is living her dream, and that's something that you don't really get all that often. Mm-hmm. And it's something that's really nice to see. Apex Shadow asks, honest thoughts about the dancing games.
I don't really mind them.
I played Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and I couldn't play on the higher difficulties because I'm bad at rhythm games.
Yeah, like, I don't like rhythm games just because they give me stress. Like, I swear to God, a rhythm game will freak me out more than playing a fighting game. Like, they really do freak me out really bad for some reason. I think they're okay. Like, they don't really bother me that much. I think they're, like, kind of harmless, whatever.
I thought Persona 4 Dancing All Night story was one of the better Persona 4 spin-off stories. It felt the closest to Persona 4's original message.
Yeah.
As well as it played the most with the bond aspect of the series, which is really nice.
Yeah, like, if it does anything right, is that it gives us really cool character designs of all the different characters in their dancing getup.
Super Beepy Pants asks, how do you feel Atlas should use Rhino for SMT? To be a cameo character, Steven-like role, a secret boss via soul hackers, be a main side character with an agenda, be a Nocturne, or just have a costume of him. Also Vincent for P5 Arena.
Thank you, Minnie Mouse. How do you feel Atlas should use Rhino? I would love to see Rhino again, because Rhino's a cool guy.
I'd like to see him as a recurring character. Like, just keep him in, like, a side quest or something.
Yeah.
Like, if we just had a regular here's where Raito shows up, but it's kind of hidden. That'd be neat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Vincent for Persona 5 Arena?
I think that's a great idea. I don't know if they'd be able to make a really good moveset for him.
It would be they could make a moveset for fucking Risei. They can make a moveset
very
for
true.
Vincent.
Very true. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah. I want him to have his own story, though.
Oh, yeah. Episode Vincent.
Yeah. And it's just some bullshit involving Rin and Alex' daughter. Whatever. It's no spoil. M. Sarge asks, "Hey Fither, love your videos. Your SMT starter guide inspired me to buy a 3DS and a bunch of SMT games. I watched a ton of you videos while playing Persona, since it's like a mini podcast. This leads me to my first question, but I'll list them from here on. Why don't you put more editing into your videos? And do you plan on creating more heavily edited videos in the future?"
Mostly just because I don't like doing work. I both find that in general I enjoy the more podcast style videos, and I think they turn out better rather than videos that I spend a while editing. To me, a demonology is a good level of editing where I'm kind of comfortable at, where it's got a decent bit of different shit going on, but yeah, I don't like doing really heavily edited crazy projects. The highest amount of editing you'll ever see from me is a Fifth Theory level thing, and that's a once a year extravaganza.
If Persona 3 remake / remaster were to be a thing, what do you think they could do to improve some of the gameplay elements that turn off new players, since the game can be very sluggish? Dog, did you play Persona 1 and 2?
Obvious changes, be able to tell your party what to do. Probably make Tartarus more interesting.
Add the run button from Persona 5.
Yeah, if you're able to run, that would be pretty good.
Especially if, your running animation has you put your hands in your fucking pockets.
Right, that would be slick. What the hell does he do with his weapon?
There's your disadvantage. You can't use your weapon for sneak attacks.
Oh man, are you a game designer? Oh shit.
Yeah, man. How likely do you think a Persona 1 or 2 remake is?
I think it's marginally more likely than something like an SMT 1 or 2 remake.
I don't think that they feel the need to revisit those games, except for maybe the 2 duology, because there is something in the Japanese Eternal Punishment Portable that is worth mentioning. Carnage x Carnage. Do you think YouTube can be a full-time job for you? No.
No. Not with our subscriber count and my laziness and what the videos are about. It's just not very feasible.
Yeah.
It's very nice getting $100+ every couple months. But no, not a full-time job sort of a deal.
Inuyasha asks...
Oh, is that the real Inuyasha?
The Inuyasha?
Oh, man.
You guys are the best.
Oh, man,
2
we're the
questions. Do you guys have a favorite fighting game? And
kind of answered that one.
Yeah. Did you hear about the Jojo Part 5 leak? Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite fighting game? Guilty Gear Xrd. Dragon Ball FighterZ is really good.
Dragon Ball FighterZ, Persona 4 Arena, the Toho Fighters, Big Bang Beat Revolve. As for the Jojo Part 5 leak, I'm a bit nervous because I heard Toei Animation.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
That frightens me.
Yeah, I'm expecting something on the quality of those stills from Dragon Ball Super. You know the ones.
Yikes, that's the last thing we need, is Part 5, but drawn shitty. At least Part 5 has good artwork.
Pluto da Grisa Zero asks, any more interviews coming up?
Y'all put way too much faith in our ability to get interviews. No. The interviews are really just a, if they happen sort of a deal. And it seems as though we've gotten the 2 people associated with voice acting in Persona 5 who are willing to do such things to do those things.
Yeah, like, we aren't gonna get fucking Matt Mercer.
Yeah, like, I've emailed a couple of different people. Most of them just never responded. I got a very polite decline from Max Middleman, who's the voice of Ryuji. But, yeah, don't expect more.
Rantalk23. First of all, congrats on the 10K. It's amazing to see your channel grow. Alright, here goes. How did the themes of Persona 3 affect your personal life? Talked a bit about it and how the game encouraged you to make friends in your 10th anniversary video, but I'd like to know how exactly the themes of life and death affected you as a person. They did, of course. I mean, I don't often think about my own mortality.
Yeah.
Like, that theme makes me value the people in my life who are close to death a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But, I can't say there are many times where I'm like, I'm going to die soon.
Yeah, I think it had less an effect on me and my thought process when it comes to life and death, and more just kind of, like, relationships with people. Like, I played Persona 3 in a pretty shitty part of my life, like, about a year after I had dropped out of high school, and was basically doing fuck all nothing. And I had, like, 1, maybe 2 internet friends. And so I think Persona 3, like, subconsciously kind of kicked back that desire in me to, like, do some sort of school-related thing and to make friends. Because a little bit after I had finished Persona 3, I started going to college, and then I, like, started making friends. Like, I went to the Steam group where I met Flair, and shit started, working out.
PD, are we getting the Fid Games 2018 or what, you fucker?
Yeah, we'll probably do another Fither Games.
I can answer this one I have my own edition for this one. Additionally, things like Fifth Wrestle and the upcoming Fifth Academy streams will be sort of like extensions of what the Fifth games were about, which was basically a lot of random bullshit involving Fifth characters.
Yeah.
Sonic Kick asks, can I be a guest on a video? Smiley face. Serious question. What did you decide to go for more podcast style videos as opposed to different other video styles, script-based, face cam, etc.? Also, what's your opinion on the Sonic franchise?
Yeah, go fucking fast! Why the more podcast style videos? Like I said, just because that's kind of the videos that I like to make, and they're just easier to make.
It's something you can make on impulse, really.
Yeah, like, I'll on occasion make, like, scripted stuff. Like, that's what all the demonologies are, and, like, reviews on the occasions I do them. But I find them very rarely ever super satisfied with them. Like, there's a couple of demonologies that I'm, like, pretty happy with. But in general, I just prefer to kind of have that, like, chemistry between me and Flair, like some other person. I feel like I work better, like, when I'm able to bounce off of another person.
We don't want to show our ugly ass faces.
Yeah, like, I legitimately don't even own a webcam, and even if I did, I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't, like, it's not that I'm uncomfortable with it, I just don't, feel the need to put my face kind of out there.
Oh, so does that mean the Bits to Go X video isn't going to happen?
Maybe. I would have to wear, like, a disguise or something.
I kind of want it just to be you, but with a little red Batman arrow. What's your opinion on the Sonic franchise? Ow!
I like Sonic. I think he's a good boy.
I really like a lot of the Sonic series. I liked him during the GameCube, Game Boy Advance era. I like the Sonic Advance trilogy.
Yeah, like, Sonic Adventure 2 is one of my favorite games. I don't care what people say about, oh, this game is shit. This was the beginning of the downfall of Sonic, or whatever the fuck. But I will always love that game, even if it has, like, a lot of problems.
Like Tails stages.
Those aren't that bad.
I'm not a fan of them. Like, those are the weakest part of the game.
Yeah.
I can enjoy the Knuckles and Rouge stages.
But
And
yeah,
no one's going to argue about the Sonic Shadow stages.
yeah, those are all pretty good. I'm just hoping that they make a good 3D Sonic game. Like, people seem to have this mentality that 3D Sonic is impossible to do right or something. But the way I see it, it's just that everybody at Sonic Team is a fucking idiot. It's like, just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it's impossible.
Yeah.
I think it can be done. Like, Sonic Mania came out, and that was really good, and that was 2D. And so that gave people a lot of this, like, ammunition of, see, Sonic can only be done in 2D. If anything, I think Sonic is more suited to 3 dimensions, because, like, it's just easier to kind of get the concept of I am going fast in a 3-dimensional game.
Luffy x Ichigo x Boruto's dad asks, who is thicker? Fither or Flare? Look at a scale of 1 to 10 thickness for each of you. Please. Fucking love your channel, by the way. Fuckers.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm a twig boy.
I am also Twig Boy.
Yeah. So like 3 thick.
Yeah, I would give myself about 3 thick.
Yeah.
We're
Like we
both
aren't
very
literal
tiny.
stick we aren't stick figures, but we're tiny.
Yeah, like, you would get the idea that at least one of us has to be, like, a big fat fuck, but we're both very small little individuals.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's the last one.
That's the last question. That was for 10,000 week. I hope you enjoyed the week of videos. Don't expect that again, because that took a lot of work.
Yeah. Did it?
Not really.
Yeah.